Oh, good evening here on 1010 KSIR. Wow, we're trying to get everything settled down so we can see who's winning and losing here.
Yeah, so we got Wiggins, the Wiggins High School girls and the Fort Morgan High School girls, and again they're not using scoreboards, not using track, so we're gonna have to try to listen to see who's up here.
And then they put the girls
at 140 pounds. We got Amare Venegas from Fort Morgan's going to collect a a forfeit from Wiggins. 135. Got Wiggins McKenna Crownover is going to get a forfeit as Fort Morgan does not have a 140 pounder.
Okay.
Got Aubrey Meeks at 140. He's going to collect a forfeit.
We got
145. Riley Erickson's ranked number 4 in the state for Wiggins. She's going to get a forfeit as Fort Morgan does not have a wrestler.
Which weight was that?
145.
145. Okay. Riley Erickson.
And it looks like we're going to have a matchup. 155. Anahi Ortega from Fort Morgan and
Addison
Meyer from Wiggins is what it looks like, anyways.
Get this page for you so you can see it.
I got them both there on each side here. So you got Fort Morgan on the back side and Wiggins on the front.
Yes, it's more fun if they're both there.
Okay. Well, welcome to Fort Morgan High School, Stan Lampe Gymnasium, where we're going to have the Morgan County Try tonight, which has been going on for, about 25 years now. My count, I think my senior year in high school was the first year back to the Morgan County Duels, and I think they've been doing it pretty much ever since then. So should have a great night of wrestling. Got Fort Morgan's ranked number 6 in the state. Brush, the new rankings have not come out yet, but now that Brush's wrestlers have come back, you got your state champions back, and you got kids starting to separate weights. I would fully expect Brush to be ranked in the top 4 or 5 here in the next week. And then Wiggins, while not ranked in the top 10 or 15 in 2A, does have 3 ranked wrestlers wrestling tonight, including the number. They had 2 kids at 215s, Jorge Mendez and Michael Pacheco wrestling 215s, who are ranked 2nd and 3rd at 215s. They finally got those 2 separated. So 190 should be a real bang-up weight class tonight, as you got the number 2 ranked wrestler from Brush and Kristen Astoria. You got the number 3 ranked wrestler from Fort Morgan and Noah Geary. And you'll probably have the number 2 or 3 ranked wrestler in 2A and Jorge Mendez, who's also a returning placer from last year. So should be a great night. And I know all the coaches are fired up, and this is always a big duel. This is a packed house tonight. It is very loud in here.
Guess what? I found it.
The TV that's turned away from us? Yeah, TVs always seem to be turned away from us.
Oh, dear. There we go. So who we got out there?
I believe we have Addison Meyer and Anahi Ortega from Fort Morgan.
At 155.
I believe they said 155.
That's Addison is.
Yeah. So not sure what the scores are. So it might be a little tough tonight to call them scores out and call them how much time's up in the periods, because we just cannot see the scores table from where we're sitting.
I got a buddy over here. I'm going to see if I can do a little if you want to keep.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, again, we got Ortega from Fort Morgan. She's in on a shot on Meyer. I believe it's the second period. Not sure what the score is, but she's in on a single leg. Meyer's got a nice sprawl and crossface going on. Still sprawling. Ortega switched off to a double leg. And she finally gets crossface and gets around Ortega for the 3-point takedown. Now she's working a half from the right side. Now power half from the left side. Ortega does a nice job coming back up to base and fighting out of that, and comes back up to a tripod. You got Meyer trying to break her down, and Ortega does get the 1-point escape. So it's Again, not sure what the score is, but you got Wiggins and Fort Morgan out here. I think it's a fairly close match here. Both wrestlers, both up here. Rest calling from circle back to center. They come back to center. Ortega ties up with Myers, kind of hits the snap down. She's trying to snap her down. Now she's working outside ties. Got an underhook on one side and the outside tie on the left. Myers is in a little bit of trouble here as Ortega's got a dominant position here, and she's trying to get her moving. Now Myers shoots in, and Ortega's sprawled. She's going to get around her for the three-point takedown. Now she's working a power half. Let's go to the power half, and has a near ankle and trying to crossface. She gets the crossface. Addison Myers stands up for Wiggins. She doesn't quite get the hold broke, so there's still control with Ortega from Fort Morgan, and she's sprawling as Myers in on a single leg. Still no control. Short time left. The Cowboys out there. And things are going to settle back down here as Ortega's kind of getting control. And that's the end of the second period. So we got, Anahi Ortega and Addison Meyer. Anahi Ortega from Fort Morgan, Addison Meyer from Wiggins. It's going to be Meyer's choice heading into the third period. She looks over for Coach Erickson, who's a Mustang alumni. And he's going to tell her to take down. So she's going to take down coming into the third period here. Ortega loads from the left side. Myers bases out, trying to tripod up, trying to reach back around, kind of reaches in between her legs as Ortega's getting a nice crossface on her. A lot of pressure on her front side there. Now she's got both arms on a crossface, trying for a bundle of arms. She's going to get her on her back. Ortega's got Meyer on her back. She's going to get definitely 4 points. Now she's kind of sitting back through on a reverse half. Now she switches off the reverse half to a headlock, and she's going to get the pin over Meyer from Wiggins. So Anahi Ortega and wins by fall over Addison Meyer over Wiggins. Okay, now next up at 170 pounds, you got your second-ranked Braylon Arroyo from Wiggins, and you got Olivia Hookanato from Fort Morgan. Like I said, Braylon's ranked second in the state. She's a sophomore. I know she's had a lot of success in junior high. Not sure if she qualified for state last year or not, so she'll be an interesting match as match is underway, and they tie up Braylon Arroyo and Olivia Hookanato from Fort Morgan. Arroyo hits a little pass by, gets the pass by, gets the takedown, and she puts Hookanato right on her back, and she's going to get another 3 points near fall, so it's going to be 6-0 here in the parts of the period. Arroyo lets her up. Now they come back tied up again. Really tight ear-to-ear ties here. Arroyo is a little bit shorter, squatter than Hookanato. Arroyo comes with a little leg pick. Now she gets a takedown. She's going to get the fall as they head out of bounds, but they had a point of contact in. So Braylon Arroyo with the fall in the first period over Olivia Hookanato from Fort Morgan. At 190 pounds, Wiggins is going to send out Mackenzie Steinbar, who's also ranked number 2 in the state at 190 pounds. And she's going to collect a forfeit as Fort Morgan does not have a wrestler at that weight. Nobody for either team at 235.
Off the record. Our next match for Wiggins, Abigail Clark. And for Fort Morgan, Yumi Hinojos.
Okay, at 110 pounds, we've got Abigail Coar from Wiggins and UV Hinojos from Fort Morgan. So they're up at the scores table here. Again, can't see the scoreboard, so not sure what the team scores are, but there's been a lot of forfeits. I think Wiggins has won both of the matches that have been wrestled, so I think Wiggins will probably be ahead in this one. Okay, not sure what the hold up here, but they're held up at the scores table here. Let's check track wrestling. See if track wrestling has this duel here. That'll be a heck of a lot easier for us to follow here. Again, you're listening to 1010 KSIR's coverage of the Morgan County Tri-Duel. All right, and here we are underway. UV Hinojos and Abigail Kohar. We got Hinojos on a nice little shot. Gets behind Kohar, gets a three-point takedown. Now she's working a half Nelson. She's really cranking that half. Now she comes off the half Nelson into a crossface, and she's working a bundle of arms. Kohar's doing a good job of keeping her knees out, not allowing herself to get exposed. Now Hinojos comes across with the crossface cradle. If she jumps across, I think she's gonna be able to get that locked up. But good job by Kohar of being able to break those hands. So they're going to come back here based up on right in the center of the mat. UV Hinojos still up 3-0. Now Hinojos gets a power half on Kohar. Now she got her in big trouble. She's getting back points here. She's got a really nice deep half. Kohar's doing a nice job of bringing that arm back through. She almost got out there for a second. And Hinojos was able to kind of readjust and keep her on her back. And she's out on her toes, and she's chest to chest. And there's the fall. So you're going to have UV Hinojos over Abigail Kohar from Wiggins. UV Hinojos from Fort Morgan. Okay, now we're going to have a couple exhibition matches. So you got Armoray Venegas from Fort Morgan, and you got McKenna Crownover from Wiggins. I'm not sure why this is exhibition, but they said it's off the record, so I'm assuming they mean exhibition. But they both wrestle the same weight. They're both varsity, so I'm not sure why they wouldn't have wrestled this match a little bit earlier. Okay, and looking at track here, it does not look like this duel is going to be on track wrestling, so we're just going to be... Oh, that match is canceled. Another match off the record. And you got Riley Erickson, and from Fort Morgan, you have Riley Meeks. So again, Riley Erickson is ranked for Wiggins third in the state at 145, and so good for Riley. Audrey Meeks for popping up a weight class to wrestler here in the exhibition match. So here we go, we're underway. Both wrestlers in the center just working head-to-head, hand-to-hand ties here, head-to-head. You got Riley Erickson just kind of stalking Meeks here around the mat. Now she kind of fakes a little outside single. Meeks defends it, but it wasn't much of a fake outside single. She kind of tapped the leg there, just trying to get her to move. Now she's got some hand control. She's working for a rush. Now she gets a snap down. She snaps Meeks down, and Meeks is going to go down to her knees, and Erickson's going to get a three-point takedown. Now Erickson's working a half Nelson from the right side, and she's got a good half, and she's running it. She got that far wrist, and she's really running that half. She repositions it. She's still running that half from the right side. She finally gets Meeks over. Meeks is in big trouble here, that half Nelson. Wiggins been working the half Nelson really well so far today. I like to see that. That's old school Wiggins wrestling there. She's going to get her for a 2-point near fall. Now she's got that half again on the right side. She's got that left wrist, and she's going to run it. She's going to get back points right here on the edge of the mat. And if Meeks doesn't get her arm pushed back through, that's going to be some trouble, and it is. That's a fall in the first period for Riley Erickson. Yeah, I like to see the wrist and the half by Wiggins. That was a Wiggins staple. When Wiggins was going through kind of their heyday there in the 90s and early 2000s, and so good to see that coming back into Wiggins. All right, so Wiggins and Fort Morgan girls are wrapped up. Again, not sure what the team score was, but our next duel will be Fort Morgan and Brush for the girls. And kind of how they're doing this here tonight on the new mat, which would be on the north side of the gym here in Stan Lamping Gymnasium. You're going to have the varsity going, so you got the girls going, girls varsity and boys varsity will go, and I believe it's going to go Wiggins Brush, Brush Fort Morgan, and then Fort Morgan Brush will be the last duel of the night. And then simultaneously, on the south end here, we have junior high matches. So junior high matches between Wiggins and Brush and Fort Morgan, and Fort Morgan and Wiggins. So a lot of wrestling tonight. Good job by Fort Morgan getting these young guys out here, getting them exposed to some big crowds. So it's just going to be a wonderful night of wrestling. And while we're waiting here, I got Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow your money and do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Stop by one of their 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. Morgan County Community College. Start your associate's degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu. Got Bailey Mechanical. When your temperature is not quite right, call your local Lennox dealer, Bailey Mechanical, 970-522-0471. Buildings by Design. First impressions are important. Buildings by Design make your vision a reality. Visit buildingsbydesign.com. Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Learn more about Sydney Regional Medical Center at sydneyrmc.com. Got B&B Appliance. With over 30 years experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Your one-stop shop does exist. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. Get off I-76 at exit 66A in Wiggins to visit them. Rudy's Tires. 9 locations across northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a location close by. Rudy's Tires brings you the Eastern Plains Sports Network today, every day of the week on 1010 KSR. Visit rudystires.com. Advanced Agri Solutions. Water is key to your crop success. Advanced Agri Solutions has year-round and seasonal probes that will help make sure you have the right amount of water. Call Dusty or Roxy McCormick at 970-571-2024. Premier Farm Credit. For over 100 years, they've been providing you with affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit premieraca.com. Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, and crop insurance. All at Gordon Insurance. Visit gordonins.com. Again, we're just kind of waiting here for Brush and Fort Morgan girls to start. Looks like we got a couple minutes, so we're going to continue reading off some sponsors. Couldn't do this without our sponsors, so we greatly appreciate everything that they do. So we got Bank Colorado. They believe in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan you need. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankcolorado.com for all the information today. Northeast Junior College. It's not just a college, it's Northeastern. The largest residential community in Colorado, community college in Colorado wants to help in your educational journey. Visit njc.edu for more. Van Eyck Insurance. Insurance from over 60 lives to help you find the right one, fit your budget. Stop in and see Van Eyck Insurance at 508 West Main in Sterling. Okay, we're going to get going here. UV Inoho starting off at 110. She's going to get a forfeit. Brush does not have a wrestler at 110. Brush actually only has 2 wrestlers, one at 105 and one at 140. So at 115, both teams are open. At 120, Brisa Serrano Gamino will draw a forfeit from Brush. 125 is a double forfeit. 130-pound weight class, Amore Venegas is going to receive a forfeit. 135. Oh, dang. So they are going to forfeit to Olivia Herrera. So a little bit of gamesmanship, I think, by Fort Morgan because Venegas has been wrestling 135s, it looks like. So she's not going to wrestle at 135. So at 140s, Aubrey Meeks is going to draw a forfeit as Brush does not have a wrestler. 145 is going to be a double forfeit. 155 is Nahi Ortega is going to draw a forfeit from Brush. 170-pound weight class, Olivia Hokanado will also draw a forfeit. Brush does not have a wrestler. 190 pounds is a double forfeit. 235 will also be a double forfeit. The 100-pound weight class will also be a double forfeit. And then at 105, you got Candy Molina de Leon, who's ranked number 13 in the state for Fort Morgan. And at 105 for Brush, you got Naeli Cardenas. So that'll be the only match is going to be wrestled tonight in, between Brush and Fort Morgan. One match.
One match?
One match.
Ready to go. Huh?
Ready to go.
Okay. As soon as that's over, they're going to get us a table over there.
Okay, we'll move after this. And that'd be great. Be able to see the scoreboard.
That'll help.
Okay, so here we go at 105 pounds again. You got Candy Molina de Leon from Fort Morgan, ranked 13th in the state, against Brush's freshman Naeli Cardenas. You got Candy in on a double leg, driving Cardenas off the mat, and Cardenas gonna sprawl and defend that as they kind of go off the mat, but not out of bounds. Now Candy Molina shoots in a double leg, but she kind of falls to her hip, and Cardenas pancakes her onto her side. No points yet. Now Cardina is going to get a monster on her straight to Molina's back, and that is going to be tight, and she's going to get a takedown plus back points here. If she can hold her, it's going to be a fall, but good job by Candy Molina by getting that arm back through and rolling over. Now she gets the, Cardenas gets the 4 points. Now she's working, Cardena's working a half Nelson from the left side, gets her rolled back over again. She's going to collect more back points here. And it's going to be a fall for freshman Naeli Cardenas of Brush over the 13th ranked wrestler from Fort Morgan, Candy Molina de Leon.
Oh, that's nice.
That's where we're going to end up, and it sounds like we're going to throw this back to the studio while we make a move to the other side of the gym.
Oh wait.
They're going to wrestle. Yeah, they're going to wrestle. So they didn't wrestle varsity matches, so they gave up the forfeit. So it looks like we have Olivia Herrera in an exhibition match.
Oh, she's in on a nice.
And I'm not sure who
table.
she's wrestling from Fort Morgan. Excuse me.
Uh-oh, I missed.
Yeah, I missed it too. Olivia Herrera, I was on a single. She finally gets a takedown. And now she's got the Fort Morgan wrestler on her back, but she's not going to collect any back points quite yet. But she's got her arm locked back, and she's still driving through. Now she's going to get some back points. She's kind of stacking her up. She got that back leg locked. She's going to get at least 2 back points here, where she gets 2. Now she's got a bar arm, and she's going to run that around. She's going to get back points again, and she's going to get the fall. First period fall for Olivia Herrera. Good job by Olivia. Not sure who she was up against. It was neither of them because they double forfeited at those weights.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, okay, and that's the conclusion of the Brush and Fort Morgan duel. So we're going to throw it back to the studio while we move to the other side of the gym.
I think I've seen our table there, so we'll be back as quick as we can.
All right, welcome back to Stan Lampe Gymnasium in Fort Morgan, Colorado, where we're getting back underway here. Rob and I had to move sides. We couldn't see the scoreboards for the mat, so we moved on to the west side, and now we're in good position to see. So that was a good idea, Rob.
About all we needed it really bad.
That's right.
Us. Now I think I'm over here 4, right?
That's correct. Yeah, you're number 4.
Okay, I'll try to be a little louder.
Okay, sounds good. So we're gonna have Brush and Wiggins up first. We're in the right now. They're just lined up and they're announcing the matches. So at 144 pounds for Brush, we'll have return state champion, number 1 ranked Nick Dardanis. And for Wiggins, we're gonna have Keaton Crownover. At 150s, we're going to have Percy Odell. And from Wiggins, we're going to have Owen Urker. 157, we're going to have Landon Poss from Brush. And from Wiggins, we're going to have the number 10 ranked wrestler in the state, Cyrus Barkdahl from Wiggins. 165s, you're going to have returning third placer in Austin Lay. And from Wiggins, you're going to have Well, I did not hear. So, excuse me. At 175, we're going to have Richie Bruno, returning state champ from Brush. And he's going to be open. Wiggins will not have a wrestler at that weight.
In the 190-pound weight class for Brush, Christian Astorga.
190s is Christian Astorga, ranked number 2 at 190. And from Wiggins, you're going to have Jorge Mendez, who's ranked number 2 at 215s in 2A, but he's dropped down to 190, so I expect him to be in the top 2. At 285, you're going to have Michael Pacheco, number 3 ranked wrestler at 215 from Wiggins. And Brush is going to be open. And at 275, at heavyweight, we're going to have Caden Bonilla from Brush. And from Wiggins, we're going to have Stevie Linton. Okay. As the captains come out to the center here, man, it's kind of been a cluster, but we're getting it settled back in. Hopefully we have some coaches come up here. I know I talked to Coach Caleb Christensen from Brush earlier. I know he's going to come up and chat with us a little bit about what they got going on at Wiggins as they're trying to turn around that program. And he's doing a good job. He's got 3 ranked wrestlers again. 2 of the top kids at 190 and 215, and then another ranked wrestler at 157. So Caleb's doing a good job. After a long hiatus of Wiggins dominance, trying to come back in the fold here, and trying to put Wiggins back on the map. And I tell you what, the girls have done a really good job. Wiggins girls are ranked, I think, 12th in the state right now, and they got a handful, 4 or 5 wrestlers ranked in the top 10 here. So first match of the night will be Yahir Fajardo at 160. He's going to get a forfeit from Wiggins. Wiggins does not have a wrestler at that weight. Brush is going to bump up Ian Blake to 113s to wrestle Bradley Thomas from Wiggins.
Okay.
Okay.
We're almost there, huh?
So again, Ian Blake from Brush, he's ranked number 15 at 106, but he's going to bump up and wrestle 113, give him a match tonight. Again, Ian's had a heck of a season. He wrestles well sometimes, and sometimes he forgets a little bit how good he is, and right away he's in on a fireman. He's got Thomas in trouble. 5 seconds into the match, he's got a 3-point takedown, working towards back points. Now Thomas is able to belly down, and Ian Blake's working him over, working real tight cross body ride here. He gets him sucked back, almost gets some back points there. Reagan Thomas kind of comes back and bases back up again. Ian Blake's got a bar. Now he's trying to tilt Radley.
I thought he was going to do a suicide there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Now he's got a bar on the other side. He walks that across. He's getting some back points. Radley Thomas does a good job of fighting that off. Ian's going to get 2 back points for that. He's going to come right into a near side cradle, and he's going to get some more points here. And if Thomas isn't careful, he's going to give up the fall. As we're counting them off here, he's still got that near side cradle, but Thomas doing a good job of trying to fight off his leg, trying to fight off his hands, doing the best he can do for the position he's in. Now Ian's got him cradled up real tight again. Yeah, and that's real flat right there. Yep, and we're going to have a fall in 1 minute and 8 seconds in the first period for Brush's Ian Blake, as Wiggins is going to go, Brush is going to go up 12-0.
Wow. Good job, Ian.
Okay, and then 120 pounds, you got Dustin Hernandez from Brush. And he's going to collect a forfeit. 126 is John Potts. See who Wiggins sends out here. Not sure if they'll send out a wrestler or not. Jonathan Potts at 126 will collect a forfeit, as Wiggins does not have a wrestler there. So we're going to move on to 132 pounds, where Elias Barraza is not going to have a match. So another forfeit for Brush. as Elias Barraza gets a forfeit. At 138, got Axton Haswell, who Axton's ranked 7th in the state. He is also going to pick up a forfeit as Wiggins does not have a wrestler. And I think our next match anyway is going to be 144 pounds. Returning state champion, number 1 ranked Nick Dardanis. And from Wiggins, you got Keaton Crownover.
Yeah, Keaton.
All right. Here we are underway in the first period. Crownover and Dardanis. Again, Dardanis ranked first state returning state champ. In on a single, switches off to a nice little high crotch. Finishes the high crotch. He's going to get a 3-point takedown here. He's going to work up his back. As Crownover bases back up, Dardanis going to let him out. Now he's going to hit a little sweep single there on the edge of the mat. Right into a claw. He's going to get some points. He's going to get another 3 points and plus some back points here. Now he's going to let him up. Now he's going to let him up again, so it's going to be 10-2. Now another little outside sweep single. Dardanis is going to lock up a cradle with that, so he's going to get another 3-point takedown. He's going to get a tech fall here if he doesn't pin him. Dardanis in a real tight cradle. We call it the county cradle, where you get the leg trap, and there is the fall. There is the fall at 46 seconds in the first period. Nick Dardanis over Keaton Crownover from Wiggins.
Wow.
Okay. And that's Nick Dardanis' 150th win in his illustrious career. So, great career by Nick. Obviously, returning state champ. He'll be going for another state championship this year, and I think he's placed all 4 years, or he will be placed in all 4 years. But to get 150 wins is just a heck of an achievement. That's what is that? That's
a lot of wrestling.
That's a lot of wrestling.
And he's done a lot more matches than that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's probably had 1,000 wins in his career.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have 150 pounds. We got Percy Odell from Brush, and it looks like we're going to have
here at 150 pounds.
150.
What do we got here? Reagan
Thomas. Yep. That's what it looks like.
They're underway. He's tall and thin too.
No, it's going to be an Urker. So this is going to be Urker. Yep. So Owen Urker dropped down to 150. And we kind of missed the call there, but Percy gets a nice takedown on Urker. And Urker was ranked earlier in the year. Not sure which Urker he belongs to, but he comes from a long line of wrestlers as well. So, but Urker does a good job standing back up. He's got Percy's leg. Percy's still in control, but Urker's looking to turn the corner as he gets up, but Percy kind of chin whips him over. Now Percy's got that chin whip plus a little monster on there. Percy's looking for back points here, and Percy does get him rolled through, and he's going to get back points on Urker here, as that's going to get real tight if Percy can work his hips back over and get the Saturday Night Ride on him, and he's going to do that. Percy needs to arch up and arch Urker's head up. But Urker's doing a good job of trying to bridge up, trying to push back on that. Now Percy's reversed the half. Urker's kind of fighting his knee off. Percy still got that reverse half in there, and he's still trying to drive his shoulder to the mat. Now Urker's in big trouble here because he's got a kind of a chin whip. Got a chin whip on him. He's kind of from the side. Now he's mounted up on top of him, Saturday Night Live. Now he jumps across, and he's got a reverse half on again. That's going to be real tight, and he's going to have to fall there. In 1 minute and 29 seconds in the first period, Percy Odell's going to get the fall over Owen Urker from Wiggins at 150 pounds.
Wow.
A lot of action.
The best I've seen of Percy in a long time.
Yeah, Percy looked good there.
He did. Okay. First we got Landon Thomas Poss.
Yep, we got Landis Poss, and then we got the Burkdahl kid from Wiggins, who I have not seen him wrestle, but Cyrus Burkdahl is ranked number 10 in the state in 2A at 157 pounds.
Okay.
And we got Barkdahl on a outside single and kind of slips down through and throws in a leg, and he's going to get a 3-point takedown here in the first 15, 20 seconds of the match. Kind of a weird little slip by. He kind of shot, and then he kind of just threw Landon Poss by, landed on top of him here. Now he's working for control. He has a leg thrown in on the right side, but it's kind of a loose leg. Poss is going to go ahead and tripod up. and Barkdahl's working I think he's got a spiral. Now he's got a kind of a 2-on-1, trying to roll that wrist under on the left side. Now he's got a half on the right side and a wrist on the left. Poss breaks that, comes back up, stands up, and a really nice return by Barkdahl as he picks him up and clears the hips and returns him kind of back on his neck. Again, Landon Poss stands up, and Barkdahl's just trying to horse him up. Now he's going to try a back trip, but he's going to have to return Poss to the mat before he gets up a stalling call, and Poss is going to get a 1-point escape. Now Poss in on a fireman, but he kind of leaves his head hanging there, and Barkdahl is going to capitalize on that and catch him. Now he's got him in a reverse half kind of chin whip situation here, where he's going to get another takedown. He's definitely going to get 4 back points as Poss rolls back through, but it's going to be 10-1. Cyrus Barkdahl of Wiggins over Poss with 30 seconds left to go in the first period here. Well, Barkdahl's got both legs in, but he's kind of riding high. Poss is trying to come out that backside. He's getting really close to the defensive pin. He's kind of rolled onto his back there. Now he's trying to arch out, and Poss is trying to back out as we got 10 seconds left to go in the first period. Poss is going to get a reversal here in the last couple seconds, so good job by Landon Poss. It's going to be 10-3. Landon Poss, 10-3, Cyrus Barkdahl over Landon Poss at the end of the first period. A lot of familiar faces in the crowd today, huh?
Lots and lots.
Lots of old wrestlers, lots of old alumni from all the schools. It's good seeing the community come out and support this.
Some of them, I can't remember all those names.
Absolutely.
Oh, quick shot there by Bark.
Yep, not sure who took both up, but Barkdahl takes a quick shot and Poss counters. Then Barkdahl kind of pancakes, and now they're in a scramble situation, and Poss has kind of got him in a headlock. But Barkdahl's based up behind him. If Barkdahl can get his head out from him, he's going to score those points around the ends of the mat, and he's going to do that. So it's going to be 13-3, 20 seconds to go, 20 seconds into the second period.
Poss popped back out over behind him, but now he's still tied up.
Yeah. Barkdahl's got that 2-on-1 on that right side, and he's got that leg locked also on the right side. He's got to be careful there, staying hip to hip and keeping that hip flat, not to get a stalling call. But he's been the aggressor all match, so I think the rest probably give him the benefit of the doubt here for a while anyway. He's kind of riding this hip to hip and trying to work. Now the refs are starting to bark at him to do something with that, and Poss comes up and they head out of bounds. So we're gonna come back to center. Barkdahl up 13-3, a minute 12 seconds left in the second period. And Barkdahl's a good-looking kid. I have not seen him wrestle before. I don't know what grade he's in, but he's a good-looking kid. Again, 10th ranked wrestler from Wiggins. As Poss stands up, kind of tripods up, Barkdahl breaks him back down to the mat. He's working a 2-on-1 from the right side. Got a leg lock also on the right side. Poss again breaks that 2-on-1. Tries to tripod up. Now Barkdahl's got a 2-on-1. Now he tries to throw a half on the left side, and Poss kind of bundles his arms up there. Barkdahl can't do much with that. Now they break that, and Barkdahl's got a cradle, but he needs to jump across. He's kind of pulling Poss back over the top of him. He's got to be careful here not to give a defensive pin, because Poss has his head. No back points yet, but he's got him cradled up, and Poss has Barkdahl's head as well. So both these guys got to be careful not to give up points. Now Poss breaks that cradle. He's got Barkdahl on his back, so he's going to get a reversal. Can he keep in between his legs? See if he can get some back points here. Trying to keep a Turk in. Barkdahl's trying to scissor out and belly down, and he does. So we're going to get a 2-point reversal is off for Poss. It's going to be 15-13 as they head out of bounds. Well, almost out of bounds here. Right on the edge. Oh, there we go. We head out of bounds. So we got 3 seconds left in the second period. Barkdahl up 13-5 over Landon Poss from Brush.
Had one toe there for about 4 seconds.
Yeah, it must have been a shoestring, yeah. All right, and we're underway. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And Poss is going to hang on to head into the third period. Again, down 13-5 to Cyrus Barkdahl. It's going to be Poss's choice going into the third period. He's going to choose down. And Barkdahl doesn't want any part of that. He's going to send them both back up again. So he's going to put them in the neutral position heading into the third period. So it's going to be 6-13. Landon Poss is trailing Barkdahl from Wiggins. We're underway, 10 seconds through the third period, Barkdahl hits a shot, Poss throws a headlock, and Barkdahl rolls through. He's going to get 3-point takedown. He's going to pick up some back points here on Poss. He's got 2 back points right now. As he throws in a leg, he's got a 2-on-1. I think he's broke the move. I don't know why they're not awarding the points. Now they award 2 points, I believe. So it's going to be 18 to 6. Barkdahl over Poss. Now Barkdahl's running, just kind of running some wrists. I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. Now he needs to throw a half, but kind of runs those wrists, and Poss does go over. So we're going to have a tech fall here. If we don't get a fall, and we do get a fall. 45 seconds into the third period. We're going to have Cyrus Barkdahl over Landon Poss. Okay, at 165 pounds, we're going to have Austin Lay from Brush, returning third placer, and he's going to be ranked in the top 2 in next week's rankings. And at
What are we going to do here?
well, I think we got Aiden Meyer maybe. I can't see that part. Yeah, we got Aiden Meyer from Brush, and Austin Lay is going to get on takedown, get 3 early on in the period. He stays in between his legs. He's got those legs turked. Meyer does a good job of breaking that turk. Now Austin Lay is going to throw a leg in on the right side. Now he's going to whip that leg over. He's looking for that cross-facing scoop, and he's going to get that cross-facing scoop, and he's going to get some back points with it. Nice job by Austin Lay staying patient there and rolling through that scoop, and he's going to pick up 4 back points. So it's going to be 7-0. Austin Lay over Aiden Meyer from Wiggins. Now Austin Lay's got a cross-face. He's trying to work a bundle of arms, and he does get that bundle of arms worked over. He's collecting back points, and that's going to get real tight. He's got 4 back points for sure. Now he's going to jump back across and reverse his half, and he's going for the fall right here. Oh, he's got that tight. He's got that reverse half. He's kind of locking it up. Aiden Meyer's doing a nice job, though, fighting it off, and he does bridge out of that. So it looks like it's going to be 11-0. Austin Lay over Aiden Myers. Austin goes immediately into a bar. He's got that far wrist, and he's going to run that bar to his head. He's going to collect some more back points here, and it's going to be a tech fall if it's not a fall. And he gets the fall. Gets the fall, 1:24 into the first period. So you got Austin Lay over Aiden Meyer.
Yeah, Austin's really doing good.
Yeah, he's such a strong kid and just a good kid, and stays really fundamentally sound at all times, and I really enjoy watching Austin wrestle. Okay, 175. It looks like Richie's going to collect a forfeit. So Richie Bruno's going to get a forfeit at 175.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So now we're going to go to 190. And this is going to be the marquee matchup for the night, as we got number 2 ranked Christian Astorga from Brush at 190 pounds. And Jorge Mendez ranked 3rd at 215s, but he's made 190, so he'll be ranked in the top 2 or 3 at 190 in 2A. So we should have a nice little matchup here. We got 2 returning placers. I cannot remember what Mendez placed last year, but I know he was a placer. And of course, you got Christian Astorga returning 5th placer coming back. So should be the match of the night in this duel. And actually, this 190-pound weight class, Noah Aguirre is actually ranked number 3 as well. So should be great matches, all 3 duels. So we're 10 seconds into the first period. We got Astorga and Mendez from Wiggins, both wrestlers ranked in the top 3 at their weight classes and in their respective classifications. Working in the center, Christian Astorga's got that Russian tie. We've seen so many times with Christian. He really likes to work those arms, really likes to work that Russian tie. He just needs to use it in the right situation. Now they're on the edge of the mat, and Mendez kind of snaps them down as they go to the mat, and they're going to come back to center. 1:24 into the first period, left in the first period. We're still knotted up at 0-0. All right, both wrestlers back to center. We're underway. Little shot by Mendez. And they kind of break. Another shot by Mendez to the right side. Astorga does a good job sprawling. Now Astorga with that underhook, and Mendez tried to hit a duck on the same side he had the underhook on. Good job by Mendez. Now he's kind of stuck underneath Astorga there on the edge of the mat. Astorga's got a lot of pressure on him, but he's got 2 knees on the mat. He needs to put some more pressure on him as Mendez is working his way back up, trying to trying to get out of that because he does not want his head under Astorga right there, and he finally does. Now they're nose to nose right on the edge of the mat here. Oh, Mendez hits a shot, and Astorga kind of counters and throws him. Astorga's going to take down right at the edge of the mat here. 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Christian Astorga is going to go up 3-0 over Jorge Mendez from Wiggins. And they're going to head out of bounds and come back to center.
Yeah.
Good match so far. Yeah, it was a shot that Mendez took, and Astorga bumped into him and kind of lost balance, and Mendez kind of fell to his butt, and I was lucky he didn't give up more than the takedown. Now Mendez is going to hit a stand-up. Astorga's going to lock his hands, and Astorga's going to let him go, so he's going to get a locked hands violation plus a stand-up. So it should be 3-2. There's 5 seconds left to go in the first period. As Astorga is going to go ahead and work that Russian again, and we're gonna head out of time or run out of time here in the first period. So it's going to be 3-2. Christian Astorga gives up a late escape and a locked hands there in the last couple seconds. He's still in the lead 3-2 over Jorge Mendez. Mendez chooses down, and Astorga doesn't want any part of that, so he's gonna go both up. So we're going to be 3-3 to start the second period.
Got a good battle going there.
Yeah, great match. Okay, we're underway here in the second period. Kind of a little shot by Mendez, half-hard as it was. Astorga snaps him under. Now they come back both out, ear to ear. Now Astorga snaps his head back under him. Mendez breaks out of that, and they come back, tie back up, head-to-head here, just outside the 10-foot circle. Both wrestlers just kind of work some dominance. Christian Astorga tries to work another little snap. Mendez backs out of that. Both wrestlers kind of stalking each other. Mendez doing a good job of keeping dominant mat position, but Astorga now again is working that Russian to Mendez's right side. Let's see if Chris can use this, as he needs to bump it up. He needs to do something to run it through. Now he does try to run it through, and then kind of snaps him down. Mendez in on a shot, and then they both back away. Now Mendez in on a shot again on a double leg on the edge of the mat. He's got Astorga in a little bit of trouble as they go off the mat. Good job by Mendez shooting him off the mat. Good job by Astorga sprawling. So we're going to come back to center. 1:04 left, and the second period is still tied up 3-3.
Back underway.
Okay, pace is slow just a hair, but we're going at a breakneck pace there for a little bit, especially for 190-pounders. So pace is slowed down a little bit. Both wrestlers just trying to fill each other out, working for control, pretty much right in the center of the mat, just kind of outside that 10-foot line. Now Astorga is pushing on, now snaps it back. Mendez stays down. Astorga bull rushes him, gets a shot. Mendez fends it off, and Mendez shoots him off. Astorga defends that as they go out of bounds. Still going to be tied up 3-3, and I think Astorga might have, I'm not sure what happened here, but Astorga's on the mat here in some pain. That is not good for brush wrestling. Not good for brush wrestling, as Astorga is writhing in pain here on the edge of the mat. 3-3, still in the second period, but just kind of a weird scramble as they headed off the mat there. Mendez hit a shot, and Astorga kind of got him off balance. Then Astorga hit a shot, and they kind of went off, and Astorga kind of hit a duck under, and it looked like Mendez may have come down on top of him. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't see it come down on top of his knee, but he must have put some pressure on his knee.
And he's got a little sock on there. He had it this weekend up in Denver area. But
yeah, and we got Marlon, the trainers, working on him now. It looks like they're going to stretch him out or do something here. He's going to walk it off a little bit. Let's see what he's got going on here. He's going to walk to the edge of the mat, and he's going to come back and finish this thing out. Okay, so we're going to cut injury time, and we're going to be 3-3 with 26 seconds left to go in the second period. We're going to be both up again. So we're underway. Both wrestlers tied up. Astorga snaps his head underneath him again. Astorga's trying to work that underhook to the left side. He likes that Russian to the left side, and that's what he's trying to get Mendoza out of position. But Mendoza's doing a good job of staying in real solid position every time Astorga tries to snap him. Mendez does a good job of fending off Astorga's attempts to get him off balance. So that's where we're in the period. It's going to be 3-3, and it's going to be Mendez's option. It's going to be Christian's option, and Mendez is going to let him up. So it's going to be 4-3 Astorga heading into the third period, and we're underway. So takedown wins it right here as Astorga again shrugs that elbow by right into that Russian tie. Real dominant position. Mendez does a good job of breaking that lock. Now he shoots an outside sweep single, kind of shoots by another single by Mendez. Astorga needs to do a better job here of getting in some offense, or else he's going to get docked for stalling. Yep, and then there's the stalling call on Astorga. He's doing a good job getting position, but not doing a good job of shooting, and Mendez's shot count is a bunch to not very many. Now, Mendez in on a shot, and Astorga's got him crunched, goes for a back trip, does not get to finish that back trip. Good job by Mendez stepping out of that back trip, and we're going to come back to center. 1:12 left in the third period. It's going to be 4-3 Christian Astorga over Jorge Mendez from Brush. So, again, a great matchup, two great kids going at it right here. Now Astorga with another snap down. He's got Mendez underneath him. Put a lot of pressure. Now he's going to ankle pick him. Oh, he's got a low level single. He's got both ankles. Astorga's got both ankles on Mendez, sitting in between his legs. Mendez is draped over the top of him. He's trying to get Astorga's legs for a stalemate, and that's what we're going to get right there. Ref was quick to call stalemate because he didn't want to see either any more time click off the clock. So it's going to be 44 seconds left to go in the third period. Astorga still holds a 1-point lead over Mendez from Wiggins. Again, Astorga's got a stall call on, so he's got to do a better job of getting on the legs here. But he's going to get an underhook, and Mendez is going to hit a double on that, and Astorga's going to sprawl. Got 20 seconds left to go in the third period, but Mendez is still trying to drive him. Astorga's now tries to spin around him, and they both kind of come up, no pressure on him. Now Mendez hits another shot. He's going for a stall call here. He needs to hit another couple shots. We got 10 seconds left to go in the match, and Astorga's got him tied up with an underhook. Now Mendez hits another single leg. Now Astorga's going to get another stalling call with 3 seconds. Then he slugs him by and gets a takedown almost with no time left. So got a second left to go in the match, and Astorga hits a little slide by after he got called for stalling. So it was tied up 4-4 with about 3 seconds left, and Astorga was able to slide him by and collect the victory, 7-4. 7-4. Wow, Christian Astorga over Jorge Mendez from Wiggins. That was a great match.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they really go. Who we got now here?
Yeah, we got Michael Pacheco at 215. He's ranked number 3 in the States at 215, and he is not going to have anybody from Brush tonight.
Forfeit, huh? Win.
Forfeit. All right, 285. We got Stevie Linton from Wiggins and Brush's freshman, Caden Bonilla.
Got some big boys out there.
Got some big boys.
Bonilla's just a freshman.
Yeah, Bonilla's a freshman. Linton's a senior, and Linton's a heck of a football player. Part of Wiggins' great teams here in the last couple of years. Man, they are getting after it already, and they kind of exchange slaps there in the center of the mat. And again, Bonilla just wants to throw that headlock, so he's trying to work in to get these body locks and get these headlocks thrown. And Linton just kind of slapped him in the face there and kind of ducking under these throw attempts. Now Linton's in on a single leg, and yep, right down to the Bonilla's butt. Bonilla's going to give up takedown, so Linton's going to go up 3-0. He's going to let Bonilla up on the edge of the mat here. So it's going to be 3-1. 1:20 left to go in the first period. As we come back to center, Linton's trying to control the tie. Now Bonilla getting that inside tie. Linton fakes a shot to Bonilla. Now Linton kind of hits a little pass by as Bonilla's just kind of hanging. Bonilla likes to stay real tight because he wants to hit those throws, and Linton's doing a pretty good job for a heavyweight of moving his feet, getting some throw bys, getting some shots in. Now he gets another shot on the right side and picks up Bonilla's leg and takes him down to the mat. So it's going to be 6-1 with 50 seconds left to go in the first period. Stevie Linton over Caden Bonilla from Brush.
Linton's got,
Yeah, Linton's got that power half on him. And Caden's doing a good job of keeping his elbows in and kind of breaks that power half. Now Linton's got a power half on him. Now he's going to get him rolled over, and this is going to get tight, and this is going to be a pin here because that's a lot of weight on Caden Bonilla. Yeah, and we got a fall, minute 33 in the first period. Stevie Linton over Caden Bonilla from Brush. Yeah, just too much weight when you get rolled over like that. Those heavy weights, you just
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Fernando Ramirez versus Jose Ortega.
Oh,
Okay, I'm not sure. I think that's the end of the duel, but maybe not.
I think we're going to get some little guys here.
I thought we started at 106.
I thought Blake started.
Well, no, Yahir Ortiz Fajardo started, but maybe we're going to get some JV matches here. I think there's 2 JV matches, and it looks like the junior high kids are still wrestling. So what I was told is they're going to try to do junior high, and then high school after the junior high on the JV mat. The JV kids doing JV matches on the mat after the junior high kids, but looks like we're going to get some JV matches on the varsity mat because there's still junior high matches going on.
Okay. Trying to read.
Yeah, it looks like we got
writing here.
Looks like we got Ramirez from Brush and Opatic from Wiggins.
Now, how'd you figure that out?
I can see the board. See the board over there, the scoreboard?
Oh, a little. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The green's a little hard to read, but I squinted real hard. Let me see your glasses. Oh, that helps.
Can you see it?
Got Sean Walter helping us out here. I couldn't see the scoreboard very well, but he let me borrow his glasses. Now I can see the scoreboard pretty darn good, really. So Sean Walter, obviously a state champ from Wiggins back in 2005, and my cousin. So nice little help out by Sean there.
Oh, that's just really odd that it works.
Yeah, well, we must have the same bad eyes.
You think?
All right, not sure what we're waiting on here. Boy, I did not know I needed glasses. That really does help.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can't
They
see.
look like they're a little small. But
Yeah, a little bit small, but it sure helps me see across the mat there.
I'm not sure what they're doing here, but
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're waiting on here, but we're going to have Ramirez and Opatic here in a second.
okay.
And I did go through most of those already, Rob, but you're more than welcome, obviously, to do that.
Well, it's about time. 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Eastern Plains Sports Network. And we're right about up on time here. So, but actually tonight it's Fort Morgan, Wiggins, and Brush. Yeah, the guys are getting ready. Still don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure either. All right, here we go. We're going to get ready to go here. A couple JV matches. Again, we got Ramirez from Brush and Opatic from Wiggins.
Okay.
All right, both wrestlers just kind of in the center here. I take the glasses off now. I got blurry.
It'll mess you all up.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Okay, Ramirez. Everybody got him.
Yeah, it looked like.
I thought he was in charge, and then all of a sudden he's fighting to stay up.
Yeah, Opatic kind of shot a shot, and Ramirez sprawled and was able to get around him. And they kind of come back up and get in a little scramble position, and we're going to come back neutral with a minute left here in the first period. Still tied up 0-0 again. These are JVs for Brush and Wiggins.
Well, Pollock is quite a bit bigger, I think.
Yeah. His parents own his parents own the hardware store in Wiggins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, not a lot of action here going on. They're just kind of staying tied up head to head. just kind of circling each other inside the 10-foot area. Now Ramirez on a shot and kind of shoots by him, and Opatic just kind of lets him go by and gets a 3-point takedown. So Opatic's going to be up 3-0 over Ramirez from Brush, and I don't see him on the lineup even.
Oh, somewhere here it is. Maybe not.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what his first name is. All right, so 10 seconds up in the match. Opatic still just riding that 2-on-1 on the right side. Both wrestlers not doing too terribly much, as we're going to run out of time here in the first period. Opatic from Wiggins is going to be up over Ramirez from Brush 3-0.
Okay. Taking a little while, but now we're underway.
Did you see whose choice that was, Rob?
They were neutral. So.
Yeah. Do you know who chose neutral?
No, I
didn't see
was
it either.
watching the scoreboard.
All right. Regardless, we're neutral. Minute 40, 20 seconds through the second period. Both wrestlers again just kind of head-to-head ties, looking for an opening. Ramirez kind of gets a little bit of a snap in there, but does not put enough pressure on him to bust him down at all.
Ramirez doesn't have that singlet that everybody else is wearing.
No, he has kind of an old school singlet.
Oh, nice little
yeah.
drop.
Yeah, now he's in on a single and single leg, and he kind of switches off to a double and trying to drive up that double, but Opatic's doing a good job of sprawling. Opatic dropped that near ankle, trying to work a crossface if he can, but he's kind of draped over the top of him. Needs to work a crossface if he can get there. Now he's got Ramirez on a hip, but Opatic leaves his legs behind him, so Ramirez is going to be able to lock a leg up a little tighter now. So now Ramirez is in on an outside single. Opatic still got an outside leg here. Now Opatic's going to cross face and got near ankle. Now he's going to work around for some points here. Yep, and he's going to get 3 points for Opatic from Wiggins. So it's going to be 6-0 Opatic over Ramirez with about 15 seconds left to go in the second period here. Again, this JV match against Wiggins and Brush. Now Opatic's got a half Nelson on the left side, trying to work something here at the end of the period, but he's going to run out of time.
Okay, we go to the third period, 6-0. Opatic in charge. Okay. Here goes.
Going to go neutral again.
Yep. Figured out who wanted to stand up.
Well, they both did apparently, because both periods were going to go neutral.
Yeah.
So 10 seconds ticked away here in the third period. We're going to be neutral. 6-0 Opatic still over Ramirez from Brush.
It's an amazing crowd here tonight.
Yeah, really nice crowd. You know, all three schools representing well. And that's what happens when all three schools are starting to have success again. And again, like I said, Wiggins doesn't quite have the numbers, but they're starting to get them back. And you know, when they're getting the numbers back, and that creates more parents here and just a better environment all around. So.
Okay, Ramirez got up, gets behind him, and trying to lift him, Opatic up, but he just can't quite do it. Trying to trip him now.
Yeah, Opatic's got that leg locked, and it's not allowing him to elevate those hips. And Ramirez is kind of draped and trying to throw a leg in and trying to bring him down. Now he brings him down and exposes himself, but he's going to go ahead and roll that through, and he's going to get a half Nelson. He's going to get 3 points. He's going to get a half bomb, so he gets some back points here. So he's going to pick up 3 points for takedown. Now he's got 4 points for near fall. He's working the fall here on the edge of the mat as Opatic kind of stiff arms his face away. Ramirez needs to reverse the half if he can, but I don't know if he knows that. And he's going to get 4 points, so he's going to go up 7-6 with 15 seconds left to go here in the in the third period. Ramirez is going to get a crossface right on the edge of the mat here. He's got good position. He just needs to ride him out here for 7 seconds. Don't let him off the mat. And we're going to let him off the mat with 5 seconds left. So we're going to go back to the center with Ramirez up 7-6 over Paddock from Wiggins.
Ramirez going to have 5 seconds to hang on.
Yeah, we don't need overtime in a junior high match, or excuse me, in a JV match. No locked hands, stay with him. All right, he rides him out the last 5 seconds. So Ramirez is going to pick up the win over Paddock from Wiggins.
7-6.
Good job by Ramirez coming back here in the last 15. He was down 6-0 with about 20 seconds left to go in that match. All right, we're going to have one more JV match.
I'm glad you can see that, even with the glasses. You can try mine.
Yeah, I don't think I can see anything out of yours. Looks like we're going to have Ortega from Brush and Graham from Wiggins, and I don't see either one of those guys on the rosters that we got.
Find a place to ride.
All right, so Graham is in on a single leg on Ortega. Now he's going to switch off to a double. He's going to pick it up and get a nice little takedown right on the edge of the mat. 15 seconds in the match, and Graham from Wiggins is going to go up 3-0 over Ortega from Brush at 165. Again, this is another JV match between Wiggins and Brush.
And Wiggins probably will be the next duel with Fort Morgan.
Yeah,
because they're further away than Brush.
Yeah, and you know they want that marquee matchup, especially at the end of the night. So you're gonna have Brush and Fort Morgan. See who the king of the county is here. You know, for a long time it was Wiggins, then Brush, and Morgan's come on the last couple of years. So it's just great tradition wrestling here, and you know they just want that marquee matchup here at the end of the night. So. All right, we're still up. Graham from Wiggins still up 3-0 over Ortega from Brush. Got about 40 seconds left to go here in the first period. Graham got that early takedown. He's been just riding the heck out of him. Now Ortega stands up. Graham tries to return and kind of brings him back over and stuff. Now he's going to have locked hands. He's going to give up locked hands plus some, as Ortega's got a half on him here on the edge of the mat. So it's definitely going to be at least one. See if he gets a reversal, if he gets an escape. And they're going to give him escape, so it's going to be, see if they give him an escape or if they give him a reversal here. The refs are talking about it here in the center of the mat. So we're going to have one.
I didn't see an escape, let alone.
Yeah, we got one escape and one locked hand, so it should be 4-2. Should be 4-2, and I think Coach Cox is going to say that maybe we had the reversal on the edge, because he did slip behind him, and I thought he touched his hands, but he might not have.
Now it's 2-3.
Yeah, 2-3, so that should be the right score. So got a locked hands and escape. Got 18 seconds left to go here in the first period. You got Graham was dominating the match over Ortega, and now Ortega, Graham made a mistake there, and Ortega made him pay for it. Got 8 seconds left to go in the first period. Graham in on another shot. Ortega now in on a shot. He's got a single leg. There's short time. Graham kind of falls over the top of him, and we're going to end right there, a little scramble. So it's going to be 3-2, Graham over Ortega of Brush. So Graham and Wiggins over Ortega of Brush, 3-2. And we're going to head to the second period. It's going to be Ortega's choice, and Ortega's going to choose down.
He's looking our way.
Yep. Graham's going to load from the left side. Ortega hits a nice little switch right up the whistle. He's going to get a 2-point reversal. So it's going to be 4-3 here in the early parts of the second period. Now Graham's going to hit a stand-up, and he's working to split those hands. Ortega does a nice job of back tripping him back down to the mat. I think he's working a 2-on-1 on that right side. Oop. Now Graham's going to hit a stand-up. Ortega's going to try to pull him back over the top of him. Now he's going to drop down to a single. Graham's trying to stuff his head. Now he's got his leg picked up.
Got to dance it around there
Yep.
on one leg.
Yep, Graham's hopping around on one leg. Now Ortega comes back down. Now he's going to finish. He's going to end up with his head in between his legs. Graham's going to sprawl on him. Ortega's still hasn't given up control yet. Now he's going to give up control, and Graham's going to get a 2-point reversal here. Minute and 10 left in the second period. Wiggins Graham's going to go up over Ortega 5-4. Graham does bust him flat. Trying to roll his wrists underneath him here.
Graham looks a little heavier too.
Yeah, looks a little heavier, and I think I know his dad. His dad was Rudy Graham. He's a wrestler from Wiggins back in the 90s. Yeah, and Graham's going to pick up a stalling call. He's just kind of riding wrists and staying hip to hip, not really working at pinning combinations. So he's going to pick up a stall warning with 45 seconds left to go here in the second period. Graham's still up 4-5, but he does have a stall warning on him now. So we're going to get back underway. Graham's going to load from the left side as Ortega hits that switch again to the right side. Really nice switch. Ortega's got him up in the air. He's going to get one here, if not two. They're just kind of in a scramble position. Now Ortega takes him down. Graham tries rolling through, so it's going to be a 2-point reversal for Ortega. As I thought Nick Dede was going to give him an escape and a takedown. Now Ortega's trying to work a half Nelson, but he's got to be careful there not to get that full Nelson locked up. We're going to have a stoppage. I think he did lock up that full Nelson.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so Ortega's going to give a point, locked up full Nelson there. So it's going to be 6-6 with 18 seconds left to go here in the second period. We're going to have Graham from Wiggins and Ortega from Brush. And Graham's going to be, he's still going to be down, so it's going to be 6-6. Whistle blows here. Graham hits an early stand-up. Again, short time left to go in the second period. Graham hits a stand-up. Now a switch to the left side. He's got Ortega sprawled out, flat on his stomach. Now he's going to give him a 2-point. Now he's getting a 2-point reversal as he gets around. So he's going to get a 2-point reversal here at the edge of the mat and at the end of the period. And he's going to go up 8-6 over Ortega from Brush. Again, this is JV match between Wiggins and Brush with Graham of Wiggins up over Ortega of Brush. Now we're going to go neutral to start the third period. Okay, 10 seconds into the third period here, and we're just kind of head-to-head. Both wrestlers just kind of feeling each other out, just kind of circling each other. Now we got a snap by Graham, and he snaps him straight through to a takedown, spins around, gets a takedown. So he's going to go up to 11-6. Now he's going to cut Ortega down the edge of the mat, and Ortega grabs him before he can completely cut him, but he's still going to get the one, so it's going to be 11-7. Graham over Ortega now. Ortega in on a shot on a single leg, and Graham's going to do a nice job of cross-facing and getting that near ankle. He's going to get another takedown, so it's going to be 14-7, and Graham's going to let him back up again, so it's going to be 14-8. Minute left to go in the third period. Now Ortega's in on a shot on the left side. Now he's got Graham on his butt. Ortega needs to work up towards his back, and he's going to work up. He's going to get 3-point takedown. He's going to get some near fall points as he's just kind of got him locked up on his back straight. He just called straight up his back. Graham was on his butt, called straight up his back. Now he's got Graham in big trouble because he's got a half on him. He's going to get 4 points for sure, so it's going to be 15-14 at a minimum. He's still got a half. He's still working the half and a wrist on the side now. Now Graham breaks that. Oh, he only gave him 3-point near fall. That's odd.
Ties it up.
Yeah, I think he meant 4 because he was on his back for a long time. All right, now Ortega's going to get high. There's short time left in the match. It shows a 14-14 right now. As Graham is trying to, if he can just pull his head out, he's going to get a reversal. And he does. 7 seconds left to go in the match, and Graham's going to pull this one out as he pulled his head out, and was able to score that 2-point reversal here at the end of the match. So it's going to be Graham of Wiggins over Ortega of Brush. Again, that's JV, 165 pounds.
16-14.
16-14.
Okay. Coach Christensen shakes his hand of Ortega. A little slap by It looks like we're done with Wiggins here with the Beat Diggers.
Yeah, Wiggins and Brush. Don't know what the team score was, but a lot of forfeits. And then, of course, the marquee matchup of the night was Jorge Mendez and Christian Astorga. And Astorga pulled out that match there at the end of the match. Suffered a knee injury a little bit, must have tweaked his knee a little bit, but was able to finish the match. And again, 2 ranked wrestlers, one ranked second, the other one ranked second or third in 2A. And just a great match, especially for some of these bigger guys. So we're going to wrap this one up, and our next match is going to be Wiggins and Fort Morgan.
Yeah, so we'll have a little break here on 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, and Wiggins. Here on the Eastern Plains Sports Network, so we'll head back to headquarters.
All right, welcome back to KSIR's coverage of the Morgan County Tri. We took a little extended break there. We did miss one match as Jacob Molina, ranked number 10 in the state, ended up pinning Radley Thomas of Wiggins in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. And now we're just kind of going back through a plethora of buys here, or excuse me, plethora of forfeits. 132 pounds, Darius Macias is going to pick up a forfeit as Brush does not have, or excuse me, as Wiggins does not have a wrestler. 138, Austin Hall is a sophomore. He's going to pick up a forfeit. At 144, we're going to have Keaton Crownover and Marcellus Macias.
Okay, that'll be for Fort Morgan.
Yep, from Fort Morgan, and Marcellus is not ranked. So we got Keaton Crownover from Wiggins and Marcellus Macias, excuse me, thank you, from Fort Morgan. All right, and going to shake hands. We're underway. Macias right away with the tie-up. He looks like he wants to be really aggressive on his feet here. Kind of hits a half-hearted high crotch there as Crownover defends. Now another high crotch by Macias. Now he's in on a single on the left side with his head between his legs, kind of driving him there in the center of the mat. Crownover doing a good job of sprawling, keeping his ankles. Now Macias is repositioning himself. Now he's got a double kind of locked up. He's going to get that double. He's going to get it sunk, and he's going to get Crownover up in the air. But Crownover does a good job of defending that off. Macias back down on an outside single to the left side of Crownover. Now he's got Crownover up in the air, kind of switches back off to a double again. Again, Crownover doing a good job, but Macias finally going to dump him right on his butt, right on the edge of his mat. He's going to pick up 3-point takedown. So you got Fort Morgan's Macias over Crownover, 3-0, about 1 minute left there to go in the first period. Well, Crownover's just keeping his foot in there. I thought we were going to go out of bounds, but Crownover kept his foot in there for about an extra 10 seconds.
Okay.
All right, Macias is going to come back on top here as we come back and get set. Going to load from the left side. Going to get a 2-on-1 on that left side, and it looks like he's going to start working some tilts here, pushing that 2-on run really far across there. He looks like he's going to wants to duck his head and get those hips loaded up and try to get some tilt points loaded up here. Yep, trying to pull him back over himself here, but Crownover's doing a good job of staying based out, not letting him get that easy tilt. Now Macias has got a bar on the left side, and he's got a bar plus he's got a wrist on the right side. But he's not running. He's kind of staying behind him. Now he's, man, I don't know why he did that, but he had a bar and just kind of let pressure off. And Crownover did a good job of getting his hips back up and get a point for an escape. And Macias is in on a shot again. Crownover defends that shot. So it's 3-1. About 5 seconds left to go here in the first period. Macias over Crownover from Wiggins. That's where we're going to end up. Yeah, that was just a weird little sequence there where Macias had that bar. And he was running that bar up over the top, and he just kind of stopped, and he jumped across. And it's fine if you jump across and sink that chicken wing or sink that bar down deep, but you're going to want to grab his chin or something, and he didn't grab anything, and it releases all that pressure on him, and Crownover just able to spin out of that.
Okay, we're underway in the second period.
Yep, not sure whose choice it was, but somebody chose back up. Oh, we got Fire Chief Ted Anderson, newly retired Fire Chief Ted Anderson. Congratulations. Brush Fire Chief Tad Anderson just walked by, and he just retired, and Ray Urick took his position.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. So congratulations to Tad Anderson for a wonderful career in the fire department, not only here but in Castle Rock Fire. So he's been a fireman for about 30 years. And now we come back to wrestling, and Messias got a cradle locked up on the outside. They were neutral position. Crownover kind of shot a shot. Messias stuffed the shot. Now he's got a near side cradle. He's going to pick up some points. I don't know if that was control or not. I still don't know if it's control, but he's going to pick up the 3 points for a takedown. Now Crownover's going to trap his leg. Messias is going to go down to a hip. Crownover's going to elevate Messias there on the edge of the mat. And he's going to put Messias down on his butt. He's going to get at least a reversal here. He's going to get some back points as he's keeping his toe in the mat. I don't ever think that was full control, so I don't think that was a takedown. But nonetheless, we got 3-point takedown from Messias. Then Crownover gets 2-point reversal. He puts put Messias on his back for 4 points. So it's going to be 6-7 with 40 seconds left. Now Messias stands up there on the edge of the mat. Crownover's trying to elevate. He does elevate, and he does return Messias, but he's going to keep his hands locked for too long. We're going to get a locked hands, so he's going to need to hang on here, make sure he doesn't give up any more points besides the locked hands, and that's where we're going to end here. So he's going to get Crownover is going to give up a technical violation for locked hands. So it's going to be 7-7 with 28 seconds left to go in the second period. Messias from Fort Morgan and Crownover from Wiggins. A lot of action in this match. As Crownover loads from the left side, I think he's going to get a caution. Yeah, he's definitely going to get a caution because he wasn't loading fairly from that left side. His hand wasn't on the elbow. He kind of had his hand cupped over the elbow, kind of over the forearm. So I saw that caution coming, so caution on Crownover. Now we get a fair start, and Crownover loads from the left side. He tries to bust Messias down. Messias immediately hits a stand-up. Now Crownover's trying again to elevate him. Needs to unlock his hands, which he does unlock his hands. Now he is still trying to get him busted down. Now he's going to lock his hands again. Messias going to put his hands on the mat as they go out of balance, and Crownover's going to get up another technical violation for locked hands. So it'll be another point for Messias. So it's going to be 8-7 Messias over Crownover with 9 seconds left to go in the second period. And Crownover needs to be careful there because the next time that's 2 points.
And the second ref was talking to the other ref.
Yeah, so we got short time, 5 seconds left. Crownover's just kind of draped over him from the right side this time. Now he got him busted down. That's where we're going to end the period here. So it's going to be 8-7. Marcellus Messias over Keaton Crownover from Wiggins. Headed in third period, and I think it was Crownover's choice, and he chose both up here. So we're going to start the period neutral. As both wrestlers just kind of tying up. Messias has got Crownover's head kind of popped underneath him. Crownover pops his head back out. Now they come back to the tie here. Messias again gets his head stuck underneath him. He wants to get that outside trip. Crownover does a good job of fighting that off. Then Messias got a head underneath him again, kind of working a little bit of front headlock. But Crownover doing a good job of staying up. Now Messias got that outside, got that near side cradle locked up. Last time they gave him 2 here. They gave him 3 points for takedown. Not going to give it to him this time as Crownover breaks the lock. Now Messias is working a kind of a front quarter. And we're going to have a stalemate and come back to the center. So it's going to be 8-7. Marcellus Messias over Keaton Crownover with about 1 minute and 11 seconds left here to go in the third period.
Oh, a little duck under there by Messias.
Yeah, Messias with a nice duck right into a single leg. Now he's got that single leg, and he's kind of getting stuck under there, but he's still in really good position. He just needs to elevate and turn the corner. He's now starting to elevate. Now he turns the corner. Now he's got Keaton down on his butt, and he's going to pick up 3 points. Keaton's in trouble if he stays on his butt. Messias needs to work up, and Keaton needs to belly out, and he does finally belly out. So it's going to be 11-7 Messias over Keaton Crownover. 30 seconds left to go here in the match. And Keaton's gonna base up here, kind of tripod up. He's gonna stand up. He's fighting the hands. Now he comes back down. I think Messias has got him broke. Oh, they're gonna grab Messias for stalling. I didn't think he was stalling because I didn't think Keaton was doing much, but we're gonna call Messias for stalling. 26 seconds left to go in the match. Messias up 11-7 over Crownover from Wiggins. Now Messias loads from the left side. Got 20 seconds left to go. If he can get him busted down once, it's going to be the match here. He's working over his left arm. Got the arm pulled back. 10 seconds left to go in the match. I think Keaton's going to be okay with losing here, 11-7. Messias is just kind of working over his wrist. Not a lot of pressure there. But again, Crownover's not doing much. Now he kind of reaches back around and time's going to run out. And it's going to be 11-7. It's going to be 11-7 Messias over Crownover. And Crownover had something to say to his coaches at the end of that match. And I'm not sure what he was complaining about, but he was definitely not happy about something that happened in that match.
It was a tough match.
Yeah.
Well, we got Fort Morgan out in there on the black Fort Morgan.
So we got Jeremiah Mills from Fort Morgan. I'm fairly certain he was a placer. Do you have that placer sheet from last year, Rob?
On Fort Morgan?
Yeah, on Fort Morgan.
I have all kinds of stuff here, and then
you got brushes.
Kind of got.
That's okay.
Quick.
I'm positive Jeremiah Miles is a placer from last year. He's a sophomore, I believe.
It says sophomore.
Yeah, sophomore. I'm fairly certain he's a placer last year.
Mills gets it. Oh, it's almost got the takedown.
Yeah, and I know if he's been out of the lineup because he's not ranked in the top 10, so he must have been out of the lineup. I'll talk to Coach Growls about that, see what the story is on him.
He's in the black singlet too, and then, of course, Wiggins with the orange, and they got the big Mustang out there in the middle.
Yeah, it's a brand new mat for Fort Morgan. Okay, Mills is still up 3-0 over Owen Urker of Wiggins. Urker's doing a good job of fending some stuff off, but now Mills is in a side-by-side here. He's going to pop it over. He's just going to kind of let Urker up, and now we're going to have a stoppage here. I'm not sure what the stoppage was about, but it's going to be 3-1, 53 seconds left to go in the first period here. Jeremiah Mills over Owen Urker from Wiggins.
They both had to do their tags there.
All right. That was odd. Jeremiah Mills just kind of broke the tie by knee sliding him there. Ooh. Now Urker's going to get on a shot, and Mills is going to pancake him down right into a headlock. We're going to get a 3-point takedown, and Urker from Wiggins is big trouble. Jeremiah Mills got that headlock, got the arm real tight, and he's sitting through on a really tight headlock, and there's a lot of time left to go in this period. Urker's trying to bundle him up here. He needs to reach around and check the oil if he can. He needs to let go of that arm and check that oil and try to get his hips up.
Oh, he's got him.
Yeah, now he's got him loaded from the top. He's got that Saturday Night Ride on him. If Miles can, Urker does a good job of fighting that off, though. It's going to be 4-point near fall, so it's going to be 10-1 with 3 seconds left here in the first period. So Jeremiah Mills is going to go up 10-1, heading to the second period over Owen Urker from Wiggins.
Mills is set to go down.
Yep, Mill chooses down.
Urker's he's after him.
Yeah, and like I said, I think Urker's been ranked a good chunk of the year. Oh, I didn't see what happened there, but Urker's on his back flat, and it's going to be tight. He's got that Saturday Night Ride on him in a reverse half, kind of a chin whip reverse half. Urker's doing a really good job of fighting off his back, though. That's twice he's fought off his back like this. Now he's got Mills in a little bit of trouble. Mills kind of falls over the top, and Urker's going to get a 2-point near fall. So we're going to have a 2-point reversal. We're going to have a 4-point near fall.
Let's see, what was the stop?
They're going to say a tech fall, but the score shows 16-3. Yeah, we must have missed a point in there. So Jeremiah Mills is going to pick up the tech ball in the second period over Owen Urker of Wiggins.
Tech ball.
Okay, now we got Ashton Meeks. So got a battle of ranked wrestlers. Ashton Meeks ranked number 7 in the state, and we got Cyrus Barkdahl ranked number 10 in the state. So it should be a good little matchup as Ashton Meeks works a underhook from the left side right off the whistle here. Now he gets a shot underneath Barkdahl. He's going to take Barkdahl down. Now Barkdahl hits kind of a high flyer on the edge of the mat, and they're going to come back to neutral. Wow, Meeks was in on a nice shot. Barkdahl kind of locked up that head, kicked through into a little high flyer as they go flying off the mat. So 0-0, minute 40 left in the first period. You got Ashton Meeks and Cyrus Barkdahl. Now Meeks going to hit a nice little single here and slide by, and he's going to take Barkdahl down. So it's going to be 3-0. Minute 30 left in the first period.
Working right in the 10-foot circle.
Okay, and I just discovered the team scores where they're at. So Mustangs are up 38-0 over Wiggins right now.
Where'd you find that? Oh,
right here, yeah, you kind of see it right on the corner there.
Oh, we actually had.
Yeah, the team scores
We
going.
turned that on. Okay, 38-0.
Okay, we've got Ashton Meeks just kind of riding. Now he's working a bar on the right side. Now he is working it around. He's got Barkdahl in big trouble as Meeks gets a bar on him. We're going to definitely have a 4 count as Barkdahl does a good job of coming back out though. Meeks is going to pick up the 4-point near fall, so we're going to be 7-0 with 30 seconds left in the first period. And Meeks comes right back into getting dominant position, so he has that leg, the arm trapped on his back. Now he's sucking him back into him. He's kind of going for that scoop there, that cross-facing scoop, and he has an arm sucked back on his back. And we're gonna pick up some back points. It's gonna be real close, and Barkdahl's gonna do a good job. Must be a really strong kid because he did a good job of basing back down. So we're 9 seconds left to go here in the first period. Ashton Meeks up 7-0 over Cyrus Barkdahl of Wiggins, and that's where we're going to end the period here. So good job by Barkdahl fighting off his back there, and really good job by Meeks keeping that motion going and going from pin combination to pin combination. So heading into the second period, we're going to have Barkdahl's choice. Barkdahl's going to choose both up. So we're underway here on the second period.
Okay. Austin Meeks placed fourth.
Yeah, Austin.
157.
Okay.
Over.
Austin Meeks plays fourth, and that great little shot by Meeks, likes a little duck under the right side, and he takes Barkdahl immediately to his back, so he's going to get 3 points for a takedown, and now we're working for 4 points towards a fall, towards near fall points. Oh, he's got Barkdahl in big trouble. He's got the reverse half. Now he's kind of sat through in the Saturday night ride. Now he comes back out to the side. He's got one leg blocked, reverse half. He's got one. He needs to keep one leg in here. So he's going to pick up another 4. So it's going to be 14-0 in a minimum here. Barkdahl's doing a really good job, though, still fighting off his back. Now he's going to give up the fall. Now he's going to get the fall. Minute 15 left, so 45 seconds into the second period. And Austin Meeks is going to get the fall over Cyrus Barkdahl from Wiggins. Good match, though. Good match.
Yeah, it was Niwot where Meeks was doing well.
Oh, Niwot, not State?
Yeah, this was
the Niwot
placed
tournament.
fourth
Okay.
at Niwot a couple
Did
weeks
Jeremiah Mills wrestle at that tournament at I believe it was 150? No, so Jeremiah Mills must have been out. He must have been injured for a while now. Okay, thank you.
I finally found something.
Yeah, you got a stack of papers over there. Okay, now we got Adler Staley at 165, is a sophomore from Fort Morgan, and he is wrestling Aiden Meyer from Wiggins. And he got Staley in on a single leg, right in between Mayer's legs there. Now he's fighting off. Now he switches to a double. Mayers is fighting that off. Got one near ankle. He needs to get his hips down. Mayers needs to get his hips down and get a crossface work there if he can, because he's kind of draped over the top of him. Now Staley picks it up again, but sets him back down. Now Staley needs to get in between his legs, and he needs to work those legs so he doesn't know which way. Mayer doesn't know which way he's going to go, and then pop a leg and come out and finish. He's just kind of picking him up and not really putting any pressure on him, and then setting him back down. So we're going to come back to center. Minute 3 left in the first period. Staley and Mayer tied up 0-0. Now Mayer kind of takes a shot, and Staley catches him in it, trying to work a little near side cradle. Now he slips out of that and ducks under and hits kind of a outside single, and Staley's kind of stuck underneath Mayer here. but he's got that right leg sucked up, or locked up anyways, and Mayer's kind of draped over the top, and he's getting some ankles. We're going to work towards a stalemate here, hopefully, because nobody really has a real good position here. However, as I say that, Mayer breaks that hold and kind of stuffs his head and gets around him for a 3-point takedown. So it's going to be Aiden Mayer 3-0 over Adley Staley. Now he's got him on his back through a half. He's got him on his back and he's got him flat. And Aiden Mayer is going to pick up the fall over Adler Staley of Fort Morgan. So that's going to move the team scores to 44-6. Fort Morgan over Wiggins.
Wes Meyer, the winner. Huh? Okay, Charlie Single's up next.
Yeah, Charlie Shingle, sophomore. I don't think he qualified last year. Oh, and here's another great match. So you got Jorge Mendez, again ranked third. Wrestled a match down to the wire with Christian Storger last match and gets the number third ranked Noah Geary, who I think Noah Geary took third or fourth last year at 190. And right off the whistle, Geary fakes a shot and Mendez on a sprawl, and they come back to the center and lock back up again here. Again, Mendez a little taller, a little lankier. Geary a little shorter, a little squattier. We'll see what their styles match up here. Both wrestlers out. Now Geary's in on an outside single. Nice little sweep single. He's going to get the 3-point takedown there on the edge of the mat. Going to bust Mendez flat. Really nice little outside single sweep there. And Mendez just kind of fell right over the top of him. Now Mendez going to kind of hit a sit out, but Aguirre's going to catch a leg in. He's got one leg in, and Mendez had the other one caught. Now Aguirre's going to finish that on top, get both legs in, kind of cranking on the power half. He is a super powerful kid. Super powerful kid. Got Mendez flat. Now Mendez does a good job of hipping into him and getting Aguirre's hip on a mat. Now Aguirre's riding really high and going to just back out and give Mendez a point there. So it's going to be 3-1, 54 seconds left to go in the first period here. Noah Aguirre over Jorge Mendez of Wiggins. Okay, Mendez in a shot. Nice single by Mendez. Noah Aguirre does a great job of sprawling and countering that. And now he's got Mendez stretched out. He's got a near ankle. He's going for a crossface. Mendez breaks that. Now he's got Aguirre's leg up in the air. Aguirre's kind of trying to put a lot of pressure in, but Mendez he's going to want to run that pipe. Aguirre's trying to get out of bounds. Mendez is going to want to pull him back in, but Aguirre's going to go off the mat. I'm surprised he didn't call for fleeing there, because you could definitely see that he was trying to flee off the mat. Surprised that wasn't a 1-point fleeing call. Okay, we're going to come back center. 20 seconds left. Aguirre up 3-1 over Mendez from Wiggins.
This is a triple duel too.
Yep, got one.
Brush,
got one more
Wiggins
tonight.
done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I didn't get the numbers on up there between Brush and Wiggins, but
no, they didn't have the team scores up there during that match, so I don't know what that score was. But with so many forfeits that Wiggins gave up, Brush definitely won the match. So we're going to end the period at 3-1. Noah Aguirre over Mendez from Wiggins. Mendez is going to choose down heading in second, and we're going to start loading. Aguirre loads from the right side, tries to chop an arm, does finally get that arm chopped down, gets Mendez bust nice and flat to the mat. Mendez does a good job back and back, pushing back over his knees and getting his butt back up in the air. As Aguirre again breaks him flat. Aguirre's so short that it's hard for him to keep Mendez down because his arms just aren't quite long enough. Mendez hits a series of trying to get stood up here. Oh, and Aguirre gets his arm on the back, and he's got his right arm blocked up on Mendez's back. This is a bad situation here for Jorge Mendez, but Mendez does a good job of rolling that wrist out and getting that arm back off his back. So again, Aguirre's on top. He's working that right arm over, trying to get that rolled, trying to get that popped up on his back. Mendez hits a switch to the left side. Aguirre follows, trying to bust him back down again. He's got Mendez in a weird position where Mendez is, I'm not sure, I can't really see from our vantage point, but Mendez had his hips up in the air, was almost getting himself exposed, and Aguirre now rolls right into a bar on the right side. He's really working that right side of the right side arms there. But again, Mendez is just so big and strong that Aguirre's having a hard time when he does get a pinning combination on him, working that pin combination. Now Aguirre's trying to throw in a leg, and he's trying to get a power half as he throws in that leg, trying to get a power half from the left side. Mendez got one leg caught. Now he did have a leg caught. Now he was trying to break out of that power half, and Aguirre's just relentless on that half. Still working that power half. Mendez kind of finally gets it broke, but exposes himself. They end up in a crab position. Aguirre's kind of hanging on that crab position. He's got a claw in, grabbing his own leg, because Mendez is also grabbing his leg. We're going to have 10 seconds left in the second period, and we're in a scramble position. Now Mendez kind of leans back into him, grabs that head, trying to create some separation, but Aguirre does such a good job of following him. He's not going to give up any points in this second period, so good job by Noah Aguirre getting that ride. And I tell you what, this is a little preview of what this next match is going to be, because Astorga and Aguirre get to go at it next, and this is going to be a heck of a match. So it's going to be Aguirre's choice heading into the third period. Aguirre's going to choose down, and I don't think Mendez is going to want any part of that, so he's going to send him back up. So Mendez is going to be down heading to the third period, 4-1. So we're going to be both up heading to the third period now. As both wrestlers come to the center, just kind of tying up head to head. Aguirre staying real short. Mendez is going to want to push the pace here because he's down 4-1. He's got 2 minutes to make something happen here. But that's the great thing about these new rules is the takedown's 3 points. So 4-1 is not as big as a lead as it used to be because it's one move away.
You've got a good battle going.
Yeah, it's a great battle. Again, two top four kids, and again, this weight class is going to be great tonight all around. Now a little fake shot. Now Mendez is going to want to pick this up, so he is down 4-1, and he's got to get a takedown here to at least tie this thing up. And if I was Mendez, I'd be pushing the pace. I'd be shooting him off, trying to get a stall call, and he is going to get a stall call because he's in on a shot. He's got Aguirre in a little bit of trouble. Aguirre then fights it off there on the edge of the mat. Mendez with a great shot, but just on the edge of the mat, and Aguirre does a good job of fighting it off and heading off the mat. However, during that whole scramble, Aguirre did get a stalling warning on him, so we got 4-1 with a minute left to go in the period here, and Aguirre does have the stall call against him. So Mendez needs to do a good job of keeping the pace and really shooting those shots, but try to pick up another stall call here, because if he gets another stall call here, he's going to win the match if he can get a takedown.
Oh, Mendez with a good shot there.
Oh, and he is going to pick up, so they're going to knock Aguirre for stalling here, so it's going to be 4-2, 30 seconds left to go in the match. And Mendez needs to keep pushing the pace here. He's going to get another shot on Aguirre. Aguirre's going to sprawl. Mendez trying to turn the corner. Aguirre's got a far ankle. Mendez going to put him down on his hip. 20 seconds left to go in the third period here. A little bit of a scramble situation. Aguirre's on his butt. Mendez is trying to work up. He's right in between Aguirre's legs. Aguirre's just trying to hang on. Aguirre's trying to lock up kind of a power half. 10 seconds left to go in the third period. Mendez needs to... Oh, I think I went... Did I go darker? Mendez needs to pull his head out if he can. And he's not going to be able to do it, so he's going to end the match here. Wow, the match is going to end. 4-2. Noah Aguirre over Jorge Mendez. Did I go out? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all along. Yeah, you were good. Jorge was second down at the Invitational in Lyman. He lost to Estrada of Burlington, so those guys are going to be pretty tough too.
Yeah, and Jorge won the Wiggins Invitational this last week, and Michael Pacheco, who we're about to see here, he's also ranked. So Jorge and him been at the same weight all year long, and Jorge's actually been the varsity kid. Michael Pacheco's a returning placer from Wiggins as well, ranked fourth at 215. But now that Jorge's out of there, I fully expect Michael Pacheco to be moving up to the top 2 or 3 spot here. So we got Michael Pacheco from Wiggins, and we have Jack Worth of Fort Morgan.
53-6 on the team spike.
53-6 on the team scores.
Yeah. Okay. For 215. There's a takedown for the Wiggins.
Yep, Pacheco.
Did we get the wrong one? Okay. They're working over on the edge.
All right. Can you hear me again?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Something's going on with that headphone there. Couldn't hear myself talking.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Check, check. I guess I can hear myself in it, so I'll go back to this one because it's a little bit better.
Okay. Okay, you got me confused now. They're right on the edge. 3-0. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Pacheco's on the edge of the map there on Worth. He's got both legs in. Both legs in. He's kind of getting worse stretched out here.
Okay, is this Jack Worth?
Yeah, Jack Worth,
Okay. Worth, he gets tipped over. So he needs to pick up his foot, and then he'd be out of bounds.
Yeah, Pacheco's doing a good job of keeping that in bounds, and he is going to get a 4-point near fall there on the edge of the mat. 2 seconds left. They're going to call him out of bounds. I don't know why they called him out of bounds because Pacheco did still have a point of contact in bounds. So, not sure why they called it, but it's going to be 7-0 Pacheco over Worth. 2 seconds left to go here in the first period. Pacheco's going to go load from the left side. Worth's going to hit a stand-up. Pacheco's going to return him, and we're going to end the period there. So, again, 7-0 Pacheco, who's ranked third in the state in 2A over Jack Worth of Fort Morgan.
Yeah.
It's going to be Pacheco's choice here coming in the second. He's going to choose both up.
It's at 215 pounds. So.
215 pounds. Pacheco's a good-looking kid. Both wrestlers just kind of tied up. Now Pacheco in on a shot on Worth's right side. And he backs out of that. Worth defends it. Pacheco backs out. Come back to center. Both wrestlers tie up head-to-head. Pacheco just looking to move a little bit, looking for an opportunity. Now, Worth kind of hits a slide by. Pacheco defends that. Worth's going to trudge into him there, trying to take him off the mat. Pacheco now circles. Now Worth hits another slide by. Oh, he just couldn't quite finish. A good job by Pacheco defending that off, but good job by Jack Worth on hitting that slide by. About had a takedown there. We're going to come back just outside the 10-foot line now. Pacheco hits a nice single leg right into a half Nelson. He's got Jack Worth in trouble. He's got a 3-point takedown. He's got a half on. Now he's going to reverse the half. He's going to be chest to chest, and this is going to be tight. This is going to be tough for Jack to get out of here. But Jack's doing a good job of bridging, not bridging on his shoulders, but bridging on his neck. Pacheco now reverses the half again. Now he's trying to pull that far arm back, and he's going to get that far arm pulled. There's the fall. There's the fall. Second period. So you got Michael Pacheco over Jack Worth. A minute and 22 seconds into the second period.
Okay. A win for the Tigers.
Win for the Tigers. So it's going to be 53-12. Heading into the heavyweight match. And we're going to have Mayo Zanu from Fort Morgan. And you're going to have Stevie Linnell from Wiggins. Okay. Two big boys out here in the center. Zanu is a big, tall, lanky kid. A freshman from Fort Morgan. Wow.
Zanu. Well, they're about the same size, I think.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Steve Litton doesn't look like he wants to tie up much with Zanu. Wants to create movement, create angles. Now he's kind of pushing on his head here. Both wrestlers just kind of head to head, looking for wrist control, looking for arm control, looking for an opening. Steve Linnell kind of takes a shot to the right side, just kind of slaps Zanu's leg there. Stevie Linnell kind of like a buoy, just kind of bobs his head up and down, kind of looking like he wants a fake shot there, but just more with a head bob than a fake shot. So now Linnell in on a little bit of a shot, and Zanu counters it, kind of had Stevie in trouble there for a second. Again, both wrestlers 0-0. Stevie Linton tied with Mayo Zanu from Fort Morgan. About 30 seconds left to go here in the first period.
They're doing those big guys dancing there.
Yeah, both guys don't want to commit to anything. Neither one of them want to get underneath the other. So I think unless something drastically changes here, I think they're going to be pretty content going 0-0 into the second period. As I say that, Stevie does kind of get a snap down into a little bit of a shot. But we're going to have short time. There's only going to be about 2 seconds left to go here in the period. And we're going to end the first period 0-0. Stevie Linton and Mayo Zanu tied up 0-0 heading the second period. It's going to be Linton's choice, Zanu's choice, and he's going to defer to Linton. And Linton's looking over at Coach Christensen, seeing kind of what he wants here. And we're going to go both up. So we didn't have enough both up over the last 2 minutes. We're going to go neutral again. So.
Oh no. Okay. I was looking for Kyle, but he's hiding somewhere.
Yeah, I saw Kyle in the corner earlier, but I don't know where he went. So, okay, Linton kind of on a single on the right side. Zanu's kind of defending the head, trying to stuff that head down. Linton's in an underhook on the right side. Zanu's got that overhook. Linton keeps kind of trying to get a single leg. Now he's got a single leg locked up, and they're on the edge of the mat. He's got Zanu in a little bit of trouble here as Stephen Linton's going to get him down, busted to a knee. No two yet. Now we got 2 points there on the edge of the mat. Stephen Linton did a good job of getting that single leg and keeping a lot of pressure on Zanu. So Stephen Linton's going to go up 3-0 with a minute left in the second period over Zanu from Fort Morgan. Now he's got a half. Stephen Linton's running a half on Zanu. Zanu's doing a good job of defending it, but Stephen Linton running that half. Now he's going to reach underneath, grab that far arm.
Zanu's just a freshman.
Zanu's a freshman. Now Zanu's in big trouble. Stevie Linton with the fall. Minute 20 into the second period. 40 seconds left in the second period. Stevie Linton over Mal Zanu, Fort Morgan. So Wiggins going to pick up another 6 points and fall.
Okay, we got any little guys coming up? I think we should have. There we go.
Alexis Melendez from Fort Morgan is going to pick up a forfeit.
Alexis Melendez.
Yeah. And Alexis is ranked 8th in the state at 106 in 3A.
He just shook hands with Coach Christian.
Yep, looks like that's where we're going to end the duel. So we're going to end the duel at 59-18, Fort Morgan over Wiggins. So again, marquee matchup of this again was at 190 pounds, where we had Noah Geary and Jorge Mendoza square off. And Jorge wrestled good all night long. And just ran up against two guys that are a little bit bigger classification and just fell a bit short. So great matchup between those two, and like I said, Morgan dominated that duel, but Wiggins again had a good duel, won the matches that we're supposed to win.
What's that?
And now we're going to have Fort Morgan and Brush coming up here in just a couple minutes. So we'll probably send it back to headquarters here for a couple minutes while Brush and Fort Morgan get squared away. And we'll see if we can get Coach Christensen from Wiggins up here to talk to us a little bit about where they've been and what they got going on. So for now, we'll send it back to headquarters.
Okay, welcome back.
All right.
We're about ready to get the Beat Diggers and the Mustangs get after it. And it is only 8 o'clock. So
it's not bad.
Yeah, that's great.
Not bad. So we're here for the marquee matchup tonight. We got the number 6 ranked Fort Morgan Mustangs, and Brush is not ranked in the latest rankings, but I suspect that'll change here after this last week. You know, we dueled Ray to a tie. We beat Rez, and we beat Eaton, and you know, some of these kids are getting the weights figured out, and I fully expect Brush to compete. But on the flip side of that, Kyle Grounds has it going pretty good in Fort Morgan. He's got those lower weights come back, and Jeremiah Mills has not wrestled all year long, and he is back in the lineup. I don't know if he's been hurt or what the issue was there, but Jeremiah Mills is back, so that's only going to help Fort Morgan out. So I expect a hell of a duel tonight, and I expect some little gamesmanship and some kids being moved around weights, and whoever has choice here, they get to send out the kids, and the other team gets the match. So I expect some weight shifts here coming up here this duel. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I know Kyle. I know Coach Growlis really wants to win this match. It's been a while since it's been a while since Fort Morgan has beat Brush in wrestling. So I know this duel means a lot to Coach Growlis. So I expect him to throw everything at Brush right now.
Well, yeah, he's a great guy. His family's good. For our county, I think we're pretty darn good.
I think so too. I think it's great, and like I said, I think the state of wrestling in the county is coming back. Brush really never really had the lull that Wiggins and Fort Morgan has suffered. Brush kind of stays steady year in, year out, kind of top 5 every year. And Wiggins and Fort Morgan have had those big swings where they only have 2 or 3 kids out. Now, Coach Growlis has so many kids out now that they barely have enough room in their wrestling room for all the kids that are out. So it's a good problem to have, and they must have a great feeder program going right now. And the state of wrestling in Morgan County is strong.
Okay. And I do want to say 10-10 KSR Brush Fort Morgan and Wiggins tonight in the Eastern Plains Sports Network, and this will be our third duel.
This will be our third and final duel. We've had some great wrestling tonight, and again, probably the marquee matchup of the night will be number 2 Christian Astorga and number 3 Noah Geary going up against each other. So there'll be a plethora of ranked matches, and we'll go through those as they come. But I expect a great duel here. So we're going to start at 120 pounds. We got Dustin Hernandez and Christian Juan, and Christian Juan is ranked number 4 in the state in this last week's ranking. So Dustin has a big match here, and the key for Brush right now is not going to be giving up the falls. So if they can stay out of giving up falls, I think Brush is going to come away with this duel.
Okay.
And Juan with the shot and kind of falls to his butt, and Hernandez kind of knocks him to his butt, and they kind of come into a scramble, and they come back up, and Hernandez in on a single leg there on the edge of the mat, and they're going to go out of bounds, and Christian Juan and Dustin Hernandez doing battle right now, 20 seconds into the match. Both wrestlers come back to center, and we get back underway. Christian Juan, again, ranked 4 at 120 pounds. I believe he's a returning placer from last year. I'm not sure what he placed, but I'm fairly certain he's a top 6 placer. Both wrestlers kind of on the edge of the mat, just kind of feeling each other out. Dustin kind of comes in with a little half-hearted shot, and Juan's now going for double underhooks, and he's going to drive him off the mat. Luckily, Dustin Hernandez didn't get a stall call there, as Juan had those double underhooks and just drove him flat off the mat. Now Juan with the slide by. Hernandez defends. Juan again on a shot, and Hernandez defends again. Now Hernandez in on a shot, and now he's going to give up a headlock to Juan. No points awarded yet, but that's about to get tight, and Juan's going to get a takedown, and he's getting back points here, and that's going to be a really, really tight headlock. Dustin Hernandez is going to have to do a good job of rolling out us, and he's kind of rolling back through. Hernandez is trying to work. If he can get that arm work back through, he's going to roll out of it. Christian Juan's going to finish on top of this whole scramble, so he's going to pick up 3 points plus some back points.
He's got his arm out.
Yeah, he's got his arm out, but now he's got that. He does come back through, so he's going to pick up 4 points. 4 points, so it's going to be 7-0. Christian Juan with 10 seconds left in the first period over Dustin Hernandez from Brush. Dustin did a good job not giving up the fall there. And they kind of got in that little scramble position, but Juan was able to finish on top, and that's where we're going to end the first period. So 7-0 Christian Juan over Dustin Hernandez from Brush.
Okay, we had the second period here.
Second period is going to be Juan's choice. Juan's going to defer to Hernandez, and Hernandez looks over at Coach Cox, and Coach Cox is going to tell him to go down. So we're about to get underway here in the second period. Juan's going to load from the right side. Hernandez hits a switch to the left. Juan follows him, kind of traps that arm behind him, working a 2-on-1. Juan's putting a lot of pressure forward, knee in the butt, trying to work Hernandez down flat. Hernandez then hits a little sit out again, but Juan's got that 2-on-1, so he maintains control. Now Juan's working a crossface to the right side. Hernandez breaks that. Juan chops to the left side, gets Hernandez down on the hip. Hernandez bowls across, comes back up, kind of pushing back, trying to stand up. Hernandez still kind of trying to stand up. He was trying to stand up there, and Juan kind of threw a cradle on him. Hernandez broke that. Now Juan's got him flat to the mat with his hip on the mat. Now he's got a half on him. Christian Juan's going to finish on top here. Oh, he only got a 1 count on that half. Now he's still trying to crank over that power half. But Dustin Hernandez, does a good job of fighting off that power half, because that was about to get tight. I thought we were going to be in some trouble there and give up some back points. Again, Juan's just dominant in this period. Now Hernandez hits a little hip heist, gets his hips out. Now he gets out in front of Juan. He's going to back away and get a point, and we're going to come back to center here. So it's going to be 7-1, 30 seconds left to go in the second period. Now Juan's in on an outside single. Hernandez kind of catches him, but Juan's going to get him on a hip, and Hernandez is going to walk through, try to roll him through, but Juan's going to kind of catch him. Now he's got him in a crucifix, and he's going to give up back points plus a takedown here. And he's got him in that crucifix, so he's got his legs locked on one side and a half on the other side. Now he lets that out, and he's got a reverse half. He's going to reverse a half, and Christopher Juan's going to get the fall with 11 seconds left to go in the second period. Wow.
Okay.
So Fort Morgan can take the early lead, 6-0 over Brush after the pin by Christopher Juan over Dustin Hernandez.
So we should have Jonathan Potts for beat diggers on the next one, maybe.
Yep, looks like
against Connor Derry.
Jonathan Potts is going to go ahead and head out there against Connor Derry, who again ranked number 8 in the state right now. Jonathan Potts is a freshman. This is a tall order here.
Connor's a sophomore.
Yeah, I know Connor's a qualifier from last year. I don't think he placed, but I know he qualified. Yeah, this is a big ask for Jonathan Potts here. Brush can't afford to give up another pin here. Can't get too far behind before, Brush's horses, But Morgan's so strong in these lower weights. They have a kid ranked pretty much from 103 to 157. And then, that's when Brush gets heavy, from 165 to 215. So Brush has got to keep this thing close heading into those higher weights. And as I say that, Derry's going to go ahead and get a takedown on Potts here. Go up 3-0 with 1:15 left in the first period. Now he works in a leg, does Derry on Potts. Now he's trying to work in 2 legs, now he's working in a leg again on the left side. Got the other side kind of stretched out, and he's working a half, trying to get that scoop coming. Now he's a little bit high, but he sticks in that other leg, and he's really stretching out Jonathan Potts here. I think he's working both wrists. They're kind of faced away from us, so I can't tell what he's doing with the wrist, but it looks like he was working the wrist. Now he's got that long cross-body ride on Potts. Potts tries a celly roll. Derry does a good job of following that celly roll. Now he's going to scoop that head and go ahead and get some back points with that leg in, scoop the head on the crossface, get 4 back points in, so he's going to go up 7-0 with 30 seconds left in the first period. Is Connor Derry over Jonathan Potts. Now Derry immediately back into a crossface, and he's got Potts in a crossface cradle. He's jumping across Potts. He's going to want to bump into him. Now he's going to take it straight back, and he's going to get back points in this cradle, and Jonathan Potts needs to fight out of this because there's short time, and he can't give up the pin here.
He's sure kicking, though.
He is kicking hard. There's no doubt about it. Now Derry locks his leg up. Now he puts the knee in the side. He's going to get the pin. going to get the pin. A minute and 56 seconds into the first period. Connor Derry over Jonathan Potts, and Fort Morgan's going to go up 12-0 into the first two matches here.
For Brush, Elias Barraza. And for Fort Morgan, Darius Macias.
Okay, now we got Elias Barraza from Brush, who's ranked 9th in the state. And you got Marcelius.
Darius Messias? Is that how
Darius
you say it?
Messias, excuse me. Darius Messias, the twin brother of Marcellus Messias. So you got Darius Messias, and he's gonna get a double leg. He's gonna pick up Barraza and get him elevated. Barraza's gonna hit his button, then pop right up. So no points here. Now a little scramble, and Darius is gonna end up on top of Barraza in this scramble. So it's gonna be 3-0. 20 seconds into the match now. Darius is riding a little high. He's got a leg in, but Barraza's got him high. Now Darius is able to push back. Oh my gosh, Darius throws a mean crossface. Has a leg in on one side, throws a hellacious crossface to the other. But Barraza's doing a good job of fending it off. Now he's got him tripoded up. He's got Darius high. Darius pops his leg over. Another little scramble there, and Barraza's going to get a reversal. So it's going to be 3-2, a minute, 10 seconds left. Barraza immediately goes into a tilt, and Darius Marcellus Messias, rolls through. So it'll be 2-3 with a minute left in the first period. Messias over Barraza from Brush.
Another roll through.
Yeah, another roll through. Oh, now Messias has got Barraza in a little bit of trouble as he was riding high. Now he's got Barraza in some trouble. He got him on a hip, and Barraza rolls through, and he's able to get the leg in on the right side. Kind of comes for a claw, and Messias wings that claw, puts Barraza on a hip for a second. Barraza finishes on top. He's got that leg put back in again, so Barraza slows it back down. So 20 seconds left to go in the first period. Barraza slows it back down. Now Marcellus had, or why I keep calling Marcellus? Messias had him on a hip there for a second again. We got short time, 10 seconds left to go in the first period. Barraza running a claw. Running the claw, and that's where we're kind of going to end up. Wow. Lots of action in the first period. Not a lot of, the score doesn't reflect it, but there's a lot of scrambles going into this period, and it's going to be 2-3 and a little extracurricular activity after the whistle there. Looks like they got locked up a little bit. It's going to be Messias' choice. Messias is going to defer to Barraza, and Barraza is going to choose down to start the second period. Again, score is 2-3. Barraza is behind Messias from Fort Morgan, 2-3 heading into the second period.
Uh-oh, looks like Barraza's got a... I don't know if he's got a little blood or if he's got something with his eye.
Yeah, I can't tell what they're working on over there.
They're rubbing him down too with it. So, got a little break there.
That's good. I don't know if my voice can take anymore. Yeah, I don't know what they're...
I think he's getting a little tampon, nose tampon thing in there.
Yeah, he's bleeding pretty good from his nose, it looks like. Okay, we're going to be back underway here to start the second period. It's going to be Messias 3-2 over Barraza from Brush. Heading into the second period, Barraza off the whistle, hits a little switch in the sit-out, gets a little mole roll and creates some separation. It's going to be 3-3, 10 seconds gone by in the second period. We're going to go back to neutral right inside the 10-foot circle here.
Wait, has 106s already wrestled yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm trying to see if my brother's...
Little guy's looking for his brother.
Looking for his brother, 106. That's actually whoever his brother Melendez's brother. That could be the match that decides this thing. That Coach Cox and I were talking, and that 106-pound match. Coach Cox thinks it might come down to that match. The winner of that match is going to win the duel.
That'll be the last match.
We'll have 113s after that, I
Oh,
believe.
do we got a 113?
Well, I know Fort Morgan does. I don't know if Brush is going to roll anybody out or not. We'll see. Okay, 3-3, minute 17 left in the second period. Oh, Messias on a little drag. Barraza drags him by. Now Barraza's in on a what we call a monster. He's got that down, but Barraza tries to throw it, but Messias rolls him through. Messias is going to get 3-point takedown here. Barraza's not careful. He's going to give up more because Messias has got a half Nelson. Now Messias lets go of the half Nelson and comes back to a cradle. Barraza breaks that cradle and bases back up, so it's going to be 6-3. 45 seconds left to go in the second period. Messias over Barraza from Brush. Oh, now Messias has got a leg in. He whips it over. He's looking for that leg whip and scoop. He's got that crossface. He's trying to scoop the head. Barraza does a good job of bellying back down. 30 seconds left to go here in the second period. Barraza's in trouble. He needs to get a point. He needs to get an escape. He needs to get something. And I'm not sure what happened
we
here.
got some blood. Messias just didn't like that blood.
Yeah, Messias.
He waved it off.
Messias let him up. Oh, I think he dislocated his finger. I think Messias dislocated his finger. He actually let Barraza up. So I don't know if they'll give him a point there, but yeah, they're gonna tape his finger. I think he either jammed his finger, maybe dislocated it. It looked to me like I couldn't see that far, but it looked like something in his finger wasn't quite right. And he was pointing a way that I don't think it should be pointing there.
Yeah, that was a little strange.
Yeah, he was in some pain there for a second. Yeah, he just kind of let Barraza up, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to give him a point there on the edge of the mat because he literally let him go. So it's going to be interesting to see how they score this here.
Barraza's got a whole lot of cotton on his nose.
Yeah, and Barraza's also bleeding, but they're taking off Barraza's blood time, which is actually going to benefit Messias because Messias didn't have to take off any injury time at all because it was all done in the blood time. So that's interesting. Okay, and it looks like they are going to give Barraza that escape. I think, anyways. It looks like Nick Didi's. Yep, they're gonna put him back neutral here. So it's going to be 6-3. Messias over Barraza here. Now Messias in on a shot. Barraza rolls him through. Barraza's on a crotch lock. Messias trying to finish this out there in a scramble. Oh, and Messias is going to get another 3-point takedown there at the end of the second period. And again, a little extracurricular activity. And Coach Cox is not happy about this little exchange right here.
So both referees are talking now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Coach Cox is upset about.
Maybe it was a clock. I don't know.
I don't think it was a clock. I think it was he didn't think that Messias had control over Barraza. Is what I think the problem was. And then Barraza blew out both nose plugs across the mat with about 5 seconds left. So maybe Coach Cox was thinking that they should have stopped the match for blood time there with about 5 seconds left, and they didn't, which allowed Messias then to get the takedown. So it's going to be 4-9. Darius Messias over Elias Barraza from Brush heading into the third period here.
It's a bloody battle.
Yeah, it is. Now they're going to cut blood time. It's going to be 3 minutes, 11 seconds in blood time. And now Coach Growlis and Coach Cox there are kind of both talking score at the edge of the mat there. I don't know. I'm not sure the score's right either. I'm not sure who's right, but I'm not sure the score's right. And now they're going to call over both refs. Both coaches are in the center.
Well, I'd like to see those two wrestle.
Yeah, Coach Growlis and Coach Cox are getting a little animated with each other, and I don't think that'd go well for anybody in this building.
Kyle's a little bigger, though.
Well, a little bigger and a little younger.
Not a whole lot. Well,
yeah, he's a lot younger. Chad's he's 11 years older than I am, 12 years older than I am, and Kyle's 10 years younger than I am. So there's about a 20-year split there between the two of them.
Oh.
Maybe a little more.
Well, we've seen Kyle in the Pee-wees for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
All right, so it's going to be 4-9. Messias over Braza. Messias going to take both up, heading to third period. We're underway here. Both wrestlers circling each other. They're getting after it a little bit here in the third period. Lots of head slaps, lots of trying to move. Now Messias in on a nice fireman. He switches off to a single leg. Well, now he's got the fireman still locked up. Elias Barraza is kind of draped over the top and trying to work a leg and trying to work for a stalemate. Oh, Messias drops him. Barraza grabs the leg, rolls through there, just punking it up right here. And finally, the end of the funk, and Messias is going to end up on top. He's going to go up 12-4 with a minute 24 left in the third period. That was a heck of a scramble. That was a lot of flipping and flopping and grabbing, somebody grabbing a leg and rolling, the other person grabbing a leg and rolling. And they exchanged possessions probably 3 or 4 times in that little exchange. But at the end of it, Messias ends up on top of that exchange. And now it looks like we're going to have injury time on Elias Barraza. Looks like he tweaked the knee, and looks like Darius Messias is also hurt on the other side. So we got 2 injuries. Oh.
He's going to flop on his back.
Got 2 injuries here. One knee and one looks like a cramp maybe. So
yeah,
we got.
It looks like a cramp.
And Barraza looks like he is in deep pain. Yeah, something's going on with Barraza. His leg's shaking. He must be in some pretty good pain. And it looks like Messias must have been cramping up because he just flopped and he needed stretched out on his calf. So as it sits right now, it's 12-4. Darius Messias over Elias Barraza, and Barraza's got about 30 seconds left of injury time before he's got a call. We'll see if he can tough this out. Brush can't afford to give up a injury default here because that's another 6 points.
Yeah, Barraza spanking his knee there. I don't know if that was going to help or not.
Well, sometimes it helps.
Does it?
Well, if it works, it's not weird, right?
Oh, okay. That's a new one for me. But
okay,
yeah, he's ready to go, though.
We're going to cut injury time with 1 second left, so we better hope that we don't get another injury here on Elias. So he's gonna start down, and Coach Grouse is going to tell Messias to ride him out here. He's going to load from the right side. Elias Barraza hits a nice Granby right off the whistle. He's going to get around Messias. Now Messias hits another roll, and they're going to scramble, and Messias is going to end up on top of this thing, and he's got Barraza in big trouble here. He's going to give up another 4. It's going to be 16-4 with a minute left to go in the third period. This has been a match of just crazy scrambles, but Darius Messias has ended up, on top of every one of these things. Now, Elias Barraza, he has to suck it up here and not give up this pin. And they're on the edge of the mat, and Messias is working this half hard. Barraza's trying to fight it, but he's definitely, something's hurting on him. Now he's going to go get some back points here. It's going to be 20-4. Barraza tries to get a reversal. Before that reversal happens, it's going to be a tech fall. So Elias Barraza is going to lose 4-20 to Darius Messias of Brush, and that is an upset because Elias Barraza is ranked 9th in the state right now. Great match by Darius Messias. Good night. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, now we got 138. We got Axton Haswell's ranked number 8 in the state, and he's taking on Austin Hall of Fort Morgan. We need a big match right here out of Axton. We need to get back on the scoreboard here because it's going to be 17-0 Fort Morgan over Brush after the first 3 matches. This is the first time we've seen Axton in a while. He's been sick, so it's good to see him back out there. We got Austin Hall as a sophomore from Brush, and Axton Haswell again ranked 7th in the state, 8th in the state. I believe Axton's a senior this year. And we're 30 seconds into it. And Hall kind of snaps Haswell under. Haswell comes to a double for a second. Now they both back out. Back up to neutral, back up just outside the 10-foot circle here. Minute 15 left to go in the first period, all tied up 0-0.
138 pounds.
Okay, Haswell in on a shot on an outside single, and Austin Hall is able to defend that out, and they both back out, and they're going to come back to neutral here. Again, just outside the 10-foot circle. Now they're going to come back. In. Now we've got about 50 seconds left to go here in the first period. It's still knotted up 0-0. And again, Fort Morgan's up in this duel 17-0. So Brush needs a win right here. Not just a win, they need bonus points in this match. So Axon needs to get this thing pumped up a little bit. I'd sure like to see him push the pace here and start working some of his stuff. So now Haswell in on a double leg. Switches off to his singles, got his knee blocked, his left knee's blocked on Hall. Now he's trying to elevate. Now he's got Hall on a hip. But Hall's gonna kind of gut lock him there. Haswell's trying to lock up that leg, but the ref is gonna call a stalemate. That is a quick stalemate, as Haswell was just about ready to get that thing locked up. So we're gonna come back to center. 15 seconds left to go in the first period. We got Axon Haswell and Austin Hall at 138 pounds.
That was a strange.
Yeah, I just tell you what, we're gonna end the period here. It's gonna be 0-0, but Brush's choice. But yeah, I just think Nick should have let him rest a little bit. I can't believe that Coach Cott's gonna be happy about that stalemate call, because Axon looked like to me like he was about to walk around for the 2 there. Or for the 3, excuse me.
He'll be down here in the second period. 0-0 right now. And we're underway.
So Haswell kind of hits a stand-up. Now Hall has a little bit of bar on him, gets a leg in, has a bar on the right side, a leg on the left. Haswell's in a little bit of trouble here. Now that bar slips out, and Haswell kind of hips over, and Hall chin whips him. Now it's a scramble position. Axon Haswell rolls him through on that scramble, and Haswell's going to get the 2 for reversal. He's going to pick up some back points here. He's going to get 2 back points as he held him on his back for 2 seconds. Now Haswell immediately into a crossface, looking for a bundle of arms here. He's going to run it around. Now he's going to get in a monster position. Now Hall's in big trouble as he's pushing off Haswell's face. Haswell's trying to reverse this half. He's going to pick up 4 for sure. Now he's got a half on the other side. They said that he didn't break the lock here, but he's working for a fall, and this is getting real tight. If Axon can settle down, get his hips down, get chest to chest, and pick up on his leg, pick up on his head, and he does pick up on his head. 1 minute, 5 seconds into the second period. So 3 minutes and 5 second pin for Axon Haswell over Austin Hall to put Brush on the board. So it's going to be 17-6 heading into a 144-pound match where we got returning state champ Nick Dardanis. And we'll see if Fort Morgan rolls out a wrestler or not. And they are.
Okay.
And we got
one.
Marcellus Macias. Nick Dardanis and Marcellus Macias, and need a big pin, need big bonus points out of Nick here. Right off the bat, Nick's going to get aggressive on the head, get real heavy on the head. He's in on an outside single, and he's going to finish that outside single for 3 right on the edge of the mat here. He's going to cut Macias loose. We're going to come back to the center. Nick is ready to go because he knows his team needs the points. Nick hits a little fake there right outside the 10-foot mark here. Macias with the shot. Nick keeps him underneath. Nick little throw by, just missed the ankle on that throw by. So we're going to come back to center. Minute 30 left to go in the first period. Dardanis up 3-1 over Macias. Now Nick gets a nice little low-level single there for a 3-point takedown. He's going to push Macias away again. So it's going to be 6-2. Nick then now shoots a shot, and they head out of bounds. So a minute 17 left in the first period, and Dardanis is going to be up 6-2. A little shot by Marcellus. Nick sprawls. It's more of a fake than a shot. Now Marcellus hits another shot, just kind of falls forward. Nick gets around him for another 2. Now Nick's working a crossface and trying to get that cradle locked up, and it looks like he does have that crossface cradle locked up, so he's going to get the three-point takedown. Now he's working for a fall, and he's getting back points, and he's got this thing locked up, and it's tight, and he's going to get 4 back points, so it's going to be 13-2 with 50 seconds left to go in the first period as they roll out of bounds. Good job by Nick. Now these next set of points, Nick needs to be careful here because we need a pin. a tech fall is great, but we need that extra point right here. So Nick needs to be careful and get the fall here, not the tech. So 45 seconds left, and we're underway. Nick has his head in Messias's armpit, running that power. Messias kind of stands back up. Nick's following. Nick comes back with the crossface to the left side. And he's going to work a pick and step here. He's got that crossface nice and tight, pushing it across. Messias doing a good job of defending that pick and step. Now Nick's going to come back to the pick and step, but Messias is just laying on the mat. He knows that he either needs to give up he doesn't want to give up a tech fall, doesn't want to give a fall, so he's just going to kind of bundle up here and not do much. Gets a stalling warning on him. Nick kind of gives him the business on top of his head there. And we're going to be short time. We're going to be 1 second, and time's going to run out. And it's going to be 13-2. Nick Dardanis over Messias, Fort Morgan. Messias did get a stalling call there. So he knows, and Grouse is going to tell him to go both up here. But Nick can get a takedown here without teching him. And Messias is going to stay away from him. Nick finally gets on a double. Nick's going to be up 16-2, so he's going to have to stick him here. Messias is trying to work away. Yeah, he's just bundling up Nick's arms. He's just not opening up because he doesn't want to give up these points. He's in trouble. Yeah, he's going to, gosh darn it. He's going to give up a stall call, and that should be the match. That was really, really smart by the Fort Morgan wrestler, because instead of getting pinned, he gives up a stall call, and he's going to give up the tech fall to Nick Dardanis. So Nick Dardanis is going to win 17-2. That's going to pull Brush within 6, so it's going to be 17-11 heading into the 150-pound match, where we're going to have Percy Odell and Jeremiah Mills. And this is going to be a tough road to hoe here, because again, Mills has been out all year long, and I know Mills was a qualifier last year, and he's a tough kid, so Percy's going to have to be on his game here if Brush is going to come out of this thing with the victory.
For 17-11 on the team side.
And Percy in on a shot right away. Percy takes him to his back. He's going to get 3 points for a takedown. No back points as they go off the match, but good job by Percy creating a scoring situation there and capitalizing. So Percy Old is going to go up 3-0 with 1:40 left to go in the first period over Jeremiah Mills. Percy's going to load from the left side, try to chop him. He missed the chop. Now he's just going to let Jeremiah go. They're going to come back to center, so it's going to be 3-1, 1:30 left to go in the first period.
Percy's grandma and grandpa's right behind us.
They're right behind us. Yep, absolutely. They're sitting on the edge of their seats here. Percy with a little fake shot, gets a reaction from Mills. But it was a fake, just to keep Mills on his toes here. Now they're getting a little physical. Mills getting real physical on Percy's head. Now it got a little pass by right into a double leg. Percy defends both of those. Now into a pass by again. Now they're in a side-by-side, and Percy's in a side-by-side, but he's got Mills' head. Oh, they're gonna call a takedown there on this side-by-side. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is not control. I don't care who you ask. That is not control. That was side-by-side, and they gave Mills the point, and then Percy immediately pushes him away because there was no control there, so Percy gets an escape. So it's going to be 4-4. Bad call on that one by the ref.
Percy in there on him.
Percy in on an outside single leg there on the edge of the mat, and Percy's doing a really good job of staying in motion here. He needs to pull Mills back in, and he's working on pulling Mills back in. Mills is defending this thing with the whizzer here. Now Percy's got that cradle lock back up again. It's short time. We got 9 seconds left. They gave him 2 for less than this last time. Percy needs to get behind him. He's still got a point of contact in. Darn it, we're going to run out of time. Percy's going to run out of time. I thought they might have given him the takedown there because he had that cradle locked up, and Mills didn't have anything with Percy locked up. But we're going to go in the second period tied 4-4. Wow.
Yeah. That guy must be from Denver.
That's his name's Nick Deedy. He is a good ref, and I know him and Chad are friends, and he was good friends with Gerard. So
Uh-oh.
spent a lot of time with him. He's a good ref, but he must have saw something that we didn't see from up here.
I guess so. Chad will probably talk to him about it.
I would think that Chad's going to talk to him about this, maybe over a couple adult beverages later on in the season.
Oh, really? I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, sometimes you got to.
Oh,
It's how business is done some days.
okay. Okay, we got a little time here.
A little blood time. Jeremiah Mills is bleeding, and Percy's getting coached up by Coach Cox. So we're going to go into the second period 4-4, and Odell's going to choose down, and Mills doesn't want any part of that. And he's going to go up, so it's going to be 5-4 heading into the second period. Percy Odell over Jeremiah Mills. And I haven't seen Percy wrestle this good in a while. He's really, really wrestling well right now. Now Percy's in on an outside single on the left side again. Percy's got it elevated. Mills fighting it off with the wizard, kind of keeping that leg on top of Percy's name. Now Percy does a good job of bringing it back the other way for a 3-point takedown. Mills stands up immediately, but Percy's going to go up 8-4. Now Percy's going to let him go. It's going to be 8-5. Minute 30 left in the second period. We're going to come back. Mills in on a shot. He shoots a fireman. Now he's got Percy. He's working that tilt on the fireman. He's got the 3 points for the fireman. Now he's got that arm trapped. He's picking up back points on Percy. He's got 2 back points. Percy does a good job of bellying back down. Excuse me, he picked up 4 points. I thought he only counted off 2. Excuse me. So after all that, it's going to be 12-8. Jeremiah Mills over Percy Odell. Minute left to go in the second period. Mills works on top. He's got one leg in. Call it the chode ride because he's got a leg in and the other leg's locked in, putting a lot of pressure on the hips. Now we're going to come to a stalemate. So we're going to come to a stalemate again. It's 12-8. Jeremiah Mills over Percy Odell. 37 seconds left to go in the second period. Odell's going to be down. We'll see if Mills is going to try to ride him here. Yep, Mills is going to ride him here. He's going to load from the right side. Percy's going to try to base out, but Mills does a good job of getting a nice tight waist and a far ankle. And he's going to get Percy flattened out. Now he's going to go for a crossface. He's going to try for this telephone Turk, it looks like, because he's got Percy's leg trapped up there. Now Percy's able to finally wiggle his leg out of there. But we got short time here, 15 seconds left to go in the second period, and Mills is going to work with his legs on Percy Odell right now. He's got both legs in, got Percy stretched out. And we got short time, 5 seconds left. And that's where we're going to end the period. It's going to be 12-8. Mills over Odell heading into the third period. It's going to be Mills' choice. And Coach Corrales is going to tell him to go top. That's interesting. I know he wrote him out the last 30 seconds, but Percy's gotten away a few times and gotten those scramble positions. I think I'd have taken my chances going down. Percy immediately with the stand-up. Mills follows him. Oh, we had some locked hands there, but we just weren't in position to see it. Now we're going to throw in the legs. We're going to head out of bounds. And we're going to do it again back in the center. So only 8 seconds ticked off here in the third period. Again, Mills is up 12-8 over Percy Odell. Minute 52 left to go in the third period. Going to come back to center. We're going to get set. Mills is going to load from the left side. Now he's tight waist and far ankle again. He throws in those legs, but he's awful high. Percy's trying to shake him down. Oh, and Mills is going to go ahead and lock hands as well. So Mills is going to give up a technical violation for locked hands. So it's going to be 9-12. Jeremiah Mills over Percy Odell. Minute 43 left to go in the third period. So Percy's not out of this. He hits a stand-up immediately again. Mills then picks up his ankle, drives him flat on the mat. Percy's trying to push back, work back at base, but Mills doing a good job with his head and the shoulder. Got his far wrist, trying to get that arm extended out into that power half situation. Now he's trying to lock up the bar from the left side is Mills. Percy Odell's, yep, he's just kind of laying there and he's going to get the stall call. Now he's in a little bit of trouble because Mills got that bar and he's running that bar to his head. Percy needs to straighten out that arm and roll his wrists out if he can. Because Mills is going to get that Oh man, he's got that bar arm and he's got it flat. And there's the fall for Jeremiah Mills over Perciotto. 58 seconds, so a minute and 2 seconds into the third period. So 5 minutes and 2 seconds into the match, Jeremiah Mills finally gets the fall over Perciotto. That was a big match right there. Gosh darn it. So Morgan's going to go up 24-11. It's not going to get any easier from here because we got number 7 ranked Ashton Meeks against Landon Poss from Brush. So again, score is going to be 20. It says 23. I thought it was 24, but regardless, it's 23-11. Fort Morgan over Brush as Ashton Meeks takes on Poss from Brush. Poss with a nice shot. Meeks is now funking it, so he grabs Poss's leg and he's rolling him through. Now they both got ankles. They're both trying to roll him through. Meeks is kind of saddled up on top of him, pulling back on his ankle, trying to bring Poss back over top of himself. And he's going to kind of do that. Now, Poss still got his leg trapped in there, though. He switches off to a single leg.
Now he went to double.
Yeah, now to a double, and Meeks is going to sprawl back on that double. And he's got a lot of pressure on his head. Now they're going to back off, so no points out of all that mess. Great scramble by those two. So we got a minute left, 0-0 in the first period. Now Meeks in on a deep shot. He's got Poss in trouble. Poss is going to give up the takedown there on the edge of the mat. So it's going to be 3-0 Meeks over Landon Poss of Brush. Oh, man. Now, Meeks got that chicken wing in again. Man, we are just giving up our arms. And it's not even that deep. Now that chicken wing's getting deep, and they're right on the edge of the mat. He's going to try and pull him back over and stack that chicken wing. Meeks really wants to stack that thing. Poss doing a good job of keeping that, trying to keep that shoulder and those hips down. But he is going to give up 2 back points, so it's going to be 5-0, 20 seconds left to go. Poss hits a stand-up. Meeks just kind of lets him go, so it's going to be 5-1. 15 seconds left to go in the first period.
On their feet. Poss. Yep. Oh, nice shot there.
Another shot by Meeks. No, outside single. He's going to finish that on top, so he's going to get another 3-point takedown on the edge of the mat. Brush has given up too many of those. With short time and on the edge of the mat, that is just going to kill them. So Ashton Meeks is going to go up 8-1 heading into the second period. Just too many points on the edge of the mat and too many points at the end of the periods here.
Poss will go down in the second period.
Meeks loads from the right side, chops him forward, a lot of pressure in, trying to work for that 2-on-1, knee in the butt, just trying to keep Poss under control, because Poss is a squirrely guy where, he kind of wiggles and he got double jointed shoulders, so, it's good to keep him under control. Now Meeks rolls both wrists under him and kind of stacks Poss up. Now they end up in a side-by-side. Oh, now Meeks is going for a crucifix, so he's got in between those, scissoring off in between the legs, but he slips off of that, and Poss is going to pull out for a 2-point reversal. So it's going to be 8-3 Ashton Meeks over Landon Poss, a minute and 20 left in the second period here. And Meeks hits a switch. Poss doing a good job keeping his hips in. Now they kind of roll through again. Meeks end up on top of this scramble. And if he's not careful, he's going to give up back points, and he is giving up back points. He's going to give up 2 reversal, and he is in big trouble. Big trouble. Kind of a front quarter there, just kind of caught him in that scramble, stacked him up over the top of himself, and he gets the fall with 48 seconds into the second period, so 2 minutes and 48 seconds into the match. Ashton Meeks gets a pin over Landon Poss from Brush. So that's going to put Fort Morgan up 29-11 after these handful of matches here.
Hey, Austin Lay next.
That does not look like Austin Lay. Yeah, little gamesmanship going on here.
Uh-oh, what do we got?
Well, I'm not entirely sure here.
Not sure who that is.
I believe that's Devin Cox, but I'm not sure. We saw Devin the other night wrestling 215s. Like I said, little gamesmanship here on the coach's part on who's getting sent out and where everybody's going here.
We're at 165 pounds.
Yeah, so it's going to be Valles from Brush. So we got Fabian Baez from Brush at 165 and Adler Staley from Fort Morgan. So Brush is throwing a little monkey wrench in things right here because they must be bumping up kind of their heavier portions of the lineup here. So we got Fabian Baez and Adler Staley. Brush needs a win in the worst way right here. The score still shows 23-11, but I believe it's 29-11.
Yeah, that was been sitting there for quite a while.
Yeah. All right, Staley in on a shot on Valle. Valle's trying to fend it off, but he's got his leg trapped underneath Staley here. But he's got a crotch lock in.
Valle's trying to hang out of there. Oh, there's going to be a takedown. Baez pops out, and he's going for a tech. He's got him.
Wow. Wow.
That's a big one.
Yeah, thank you, Ralph, for calling that. I was talking to Coach Christensen here from Wiggins and talking about getting him on here after the match. But huge win for Brush as that's going to pull him back into 17. And again, I don't think the score's right. I think it's 29. It should be 29-17 here. But Brush has got their hammers coming up in this next couple matches, so we need to score some bonus points.
Okay. Now Austin Lay's coming out. So that'll be a 175, I guess.
Yep, 175. So we're going to have Austin Lay, who is ranked third at 165, and he's going to collect a forfeit. So that's going to bring Brush to 24-29, I believe. They stopped keeping track of the score here.
Could be like Ray. They kind of wiggle the numbers.
All right, and so at 190s, we got we got Richie Bruno's getting bumped up, and he's wrestling Charles Shingle. Charles Shingle from Fort Morgan here. So a little bit of gamesmanship between these two coaches, trying to get this dual one. Now Richie with a nice little throw by right into a takedown, so he's going to take the early lead 3-0. Nice little pick and step here. He's got the crossface tight. Needs to elevate that leg. Needs to elevate that leg a little bit if he's wanting to get some points here. Get that crossface pushed across, which he's trying to do here on the edge of the mat. Now he gets that telephone in, trying to grab that far leg. He's just going to let now he's going to let Shingle kind of get out of this thing. I think he's going to let him up and kind of restart here. So Bruno's going to let him up. They're going to come back to center. It's going to be 3-1. Richie Bruno, minute 20 seconds left. And right off the bat, Richie Bruno with a low single. Hasn't finished it yet, but now he finished it. Now he's got a crossface push across, so it's going to be 6-1, minute 11 in. And he's pushing across a crossface cradle. Now he's going to jump to the same size that cradle, needs to bump it across. Knee in the side. Yep, now he gets his knee inside, rolls him over his leg. Now he's got a tight crossface cradle. He's got that far leg. Got that far leg trapped, scissored out. He's going to bring him out, so he's going to get a 4-point near fall. So it's going to be 10-1 with 50 seconds left. And Richie's going to run the same problem here. We don't need a tech fall. We need a fall. But it's going to be 10-1 Richie Bruno over Charles Shingle with 40 seconds left to go here in the first period. Richie works in a leg on the right side. Gets him stretched out. Now he's working a power half. Now he gets that leg out. Now he's got that half. He needs to get the wrist. Oh, it's going to be a potentially dangerous as Shingle's arm kind of came up and over there. Richie just didn't quite get that half reworked there and reset. So we're going to come back to center here. 28 seconds left to go in the first period. 10-1 Richie Bruno over Shingle from Fort Morgan. And again, Brush needs a pin in the worst way. Richie throws a crossface. Now he's got a bundle of arms. He's going to get some back points here for sure. short time in the first period. He's going to get 2 back points. Oh, now he's got a reverse half. Now he's got the Saturday Night Light on. Now he gets the pin. Minute 50 into the match. Richie Bruno with the pin. So Brush is going to go up. Oh, excuse me. It's going to be 29-29. Heading into the marquee matchup, and man alive, this is could make or break the duel here. You got number 2 Christian Astorga versus number 3 Noah Aguirre, and they're both at 190, and they bumped them back up against some gamesmanship here, bumped them both up to 215 to get some other matches in. So the top 3 ranked wrestlers at 190s are actually going to meet at 215s in this duel. So, but this match does not get any huger than this right here, 29-29, and we got the two of the top kids in the state here. So we got Christian Astorga and Noah Aguirre underway here, about 10 seconds into the match. All right.
Kind of giving each other the evil eyes. Huh?
Yeah, just trying to feel each other out. Neither one of them wants to make a mistake right away here because I think they both probably know what's riding on this match. So, Christian tweaked his knee a little bit, and I'd like to see him get his offense going again, get those underhooks, get those Russians, get this match under control is where Christian's going to do best at here. Couple fakes by each wrestler. Now they come back head-to-head there just outside the 10-foot circle. Now Christian's getting that Russian tie locked up. Let's see if he can work something as they go to the edge of the mat. He's got Russian tie on Aguirre, a minute and 5 seconds left to go in the first period, and they break and come back to center. So Astorga's going to be the first one to make contact there again. He kind of slaps his head. Now he's heavy on the hands, heavy on the head, trying to get that snap down in. Real physical by Christian Astorga. Good job by him by making Aguirre carry his weight. But Aguirre's doing a good job of just kind of filling him out, not committing to anything. And Astorga, again, real heavy on that head as Aguirre circles away from it. Now they're on the outside of the 10-foot circle again. 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Still tied up 0-0. Okay. Just kind of trying to gain control, trying to feel each other out. Now Astorga's got that underhook on his left side. Now he's trying to snap his head down. 10 seconds left to go in the match. They break, come back to center. Both wrestlers just hand fighting, working hand control, head to head. Astorga's looking like he's going to want to get heavy here. He's going to get a snap. Yep. And he tries that snap there at the end of the first period, but we're going to come out of the first period scoreless. 0-0, Christian Astorga and Noah Aguirre. Again, two of the top-ranked wrestlers at 190 pounds.
Gary on the bottom.
Yeah, Gary picks bottom, and Astorga's going to load him from the left side. From the right side. And immediately Gary's going to come up and tripod up, and Astorga's just going to kind of let him go. Didn't want to get any trouble there. And this is where Astorga wants to be anyways. He wants to be on his feet. Now he's working. He's out physical in Aguirre. I'll give him that. Out physical in him. Lot more motion than Aguirre on their feet right now. He's definitely aggressor in the neutral position right now. Dominant mat position. Now he's got that underhook, but he kind of had it half, and it looked like Aguirre won that fireman. But they're going to break kind of towards the edge of the mat and come back to center. So 1:23 left in the second period, and Aguirre's up 1-0 over Astorga from Brush. Now Astorga gets that Russian tie. This is right where Astorga wants to be. So he's either going to try to work his snap, he's going to try to pull that through, or block that arm and shoot that double leg. But they're going to come apart again. A minute left to go in the second period as they come back and tie back up just outside the 10-foot line here, the 10-foot circle. Now they're going to come into the 10-foot circle. Both kind of just pushing on each other. Every time Aguirre pushes into Astorga, though, Astorga comes real heavy with those hands, gets him off balance a little bit. And now he snaps him down and he had a shot there. He had an angle created on that right leg, but didn't take it. And they both break and come back to center. Now they're just, again, right outside the 10-foot circle. And Astorga again is working that Russian tie. And I would expect Aguirre to get called for stalling here because he has just locked up that Russian tie this whole time, been the aggressor on his feet the whole time. So I would think that in the back of the ref's mind,
definitely looking at stalling here. Now again, Astorga with a very, very shallow. He's got to be careful here. Yep. Yeah, Geary tried a little head throw there because he had Astorga's arm real shallow in that underhook. So we're going to head into third period with Noah Geary up 1-0 over Christian Astorga. And Astorga's going to take. I think Astorga's saying he has some blood, but I don't think he's bleeding anywhere.
Might be a sweat.
Yeah. Thought he had some blood, but Astorga's going to go down, and Geary's going to try to ride him out here. So we'll see what happens. Geary's going to load from the right side. Astorga, as the whistle blows, just kind of bases out. And Geary's trying to chop, trying to bust him, trying to push forward. Astorga hits a little switch, gets a roll. Now he gets some separation, comes back for a 1-point escape. So it's going to be 1-0. 1-1 with the minute and 40 left to go in the third period. All knotted up here at 215 pounds. So takedown wins this thing. Astorga's pushing hard. Aguirre's pushing hard back. Astorga's really, really having mat dominance where he's got Aguirre's butt to the outside circle almost the whole time. Again, to me, that's mat dominance because Astorga's maintaining position on the mat. As we draw near the midpoint in the third period, is still tied up 1-1 as both wrestlers kind of break from each other again. Nobody wanting to make a mistake here because the mistake probably costing the match here. Aguirre with the fake shot. Astorga reacts to that fake shot. They break apart and they come back to center. 50 seconds left to go in the third period. Still knotted up 1-1. Christian Astorga and Noah Aguirre. Again, both wrestlers just tying up. Just nobody's willing to open up right now. They both staying real conservative, knowing what this match means to their team. 30 seconds left to go in the match. I would say Astorga's still establishing mat dominance because he's got Aguirre's butt to the edge of the mat the entire match here. 16 seconds left to go in the third period. They break, they come back. Now a shot by Aguirre. Now he kind of knocks Astorga down on his butt. Aguirre's getting behind him. Now he's getting behind Astorga. Score time, 4 seconds left. Christian Astorga's going to give up a takedown. Noah Aguirre's going to go down, going to come out on top. 4-1 over Christian Astorga from Brush. That is a huge match. Huge match.
Bummer for the Big Diggers.
Yeah, so that's number 3, Noah Aguirre over number 2, Christian Astorga. So great match. Just, I'd sure like to see Christian Astorga just open up a little bit and try to work his offense because that's exactly what happens there. Aguirre faked a shot, kind of knocked Christian off balance, and was able to finish that shot. It's not the match that we've been accustomed to seeing out of Christian, where he's super aggressive and working takedowns and working flow, and he was wrestling not to lose there and not to win.
Yeah.
And there's a difference. Ooh. All right, now we got Caden Bonilla against Mel
That was a slug.
And boy, these big boys are just kind of going at it. Zanu kind of gets a bear hug on him. Now he's down on a single leg on Caden Bonilla. And these two are just heavyweight boxing match there in the center of the ring right now. They're both just popping their heads, going for headlocks. This match is going to end by pin. I'm not sure who's going to come out on top, but there's no way this goes 3 rounds.
I think they're both freshmen, too.
They are both freshmen. That is exactly right. Yeah, Caden Bonilla definitely wants to throw, and Zanu, I'm not sure what he wants to do, but he wants to get it on the legs, but Bonilla's so darn big that it's just hard. It's hard to commit to get underneath him.
There's a head of illegal. What? What did he do?
I'm sure it's a legal headlock of some sort. I did not see. He was trying to throw a headlock. He must not have had an arm in, if I had to take a guess. So he's going to give up a point to Zanu. He's going to be down 1-0 with a minute left to go here in the first period. Again, Mustangs are up 32-29 in the duel. Oh, and Caden Bonilla throws a headlock on Zanu. He's going to get 3 here, and he's going to get the fall. He's going to get the fall in 1 minute and 13 seconds in the first period. Kane Benia with the fall over Nails the New. That's going to put Brush up. That's going to put Brush up 35 to 32. Heading into the 106-pound match. And this is, I can't tell you how big this 106-pound match is going to be because we got number 8 ranked Alexis Melendez and number 15 ranked Ian Blake coming to this next match. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Man, that makes that Astorga loss just hurt just even a little bit more.
Okay, this is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, and Wiggins tonight here on the Eastern Plains Sportnet Network. How about that? KSIR and all our great sponsors. We haven't had chat. Okay,
yeah,
underway.
So we're underway, three seconds into it. Again, we got Ian Blake ranked 15th in state and Alexis Melendez ranked number 8. And this is for the duel here as Brush is up 35 to 32.
We go out of bounds.
And we're going to head out of bounds. So Ian needs to wrestle a nice in-control match here. None of this flopping around like we see him do a few times. Like to see him stay in control and work his stuff because he really does have good stuff. As he shoots a fireman, he's going to get the 3 and he's going to put him to his back. But he's not going to get any back points at this point. But he's still got that arm locked back there. Now he's getting back points. Ian Blake getting back points over Alexis Melendez. And Ian's going to go up 6-0 with 1 minute 20 left in the first period. Holy mahungus, as John Beltran says.
It is. Yes.
Shout out to Johnny B.
Okay.
All right, Ian Blake's going to work both legs in. Melendez trying to work him down. Ian's a little bit high. Ian's doing a good job of pushing back behind both armpits, keep himself from getting high. Now, for some reason, Ian bailed on the legs there. About got himself into trouble, but was able to push back and stay behind him. So again, we got number 8 ranked Alexis Melendez, number 15 ranked Ian Blake, and it's 6-0 Blake with 40 seconds left to go here in the first period.
Blake working from the top. And we not quite sure what Blake's doing there.
Yeah,
he's
looks
got
like
a little pick step there.
Yeah, a little
now.
pick step. He's got that far arm. Looking for a little roll here, a little tilt. Yep, another little pick and step, but he didn't get his hips up. And Melendez grabs his leg because he didn't keep his hips up on that. Blake's still in control, but Melendez trying to suck his leg under there. And we got short time, 5 seconds left to go here in the first period. He needs to hang on, and he's doing a good job of kind of sprawling out and kind of doing the splits, not to give up any points there at the end of the first period. So we're going to go up Ian Blake 6-0 over Alexis Melendez from Fort Morgan. Wow. What a great match. All right, starting the second period, and Melendez chooses both up here. So 6-0 Blake over Melendez. And this is for the duel right here. All right, nice little outside single by Blake, but nice counter by Melendez. Now Ian Blake, they get a scramble, and Ian ends up on top, so he's going to get another 3-point takedown here. So he's going to go up 9-0. He needs to wrestle in control here. Now he's chasing the cradle, and they're going to kind of roll out of bounds. And Ian needs to do a better job of staying in control because we can't give up a pin right here. He's up 9-0. We're going to get a major. Stay in control. If the opportunity is there to get the back points, get the back points. If not, let's win the match here with at least a major. All right, minute 36 seconds left to go here in the second period. Ian's going to load from the right side. Melendez tripods up. Ian's going to try to put the legs in on the opposite side. He needs to do a better job of getting those legs in. He cannot put the legs in when Melendez is up on all fours like that. Now he's got a bar kind of locked up there on the right side. I don't know what he's trying to work there with that pick and step because he's not cross-facing when he's picking and stepping. Now he's got a cross-face. He's got a cradle locked up. Needs to do a better job of staying with his hips down, though. Melendez got a leg and trying to pull Ian Blake down to a hip. Now Melendez reaches up over and grabs Blake's head. Blake needs to push back. Melendez put the reversal. He's got a reverse cradle on him. Ian Blake's giving up back points here, and he is in big trouble there on the edge of the mat. Oh, man. Oh, and he threw it back to him. And Ian Blake being up 9-0. That's kind of what I was talking about. Gets out of control, does things that are just unorthodox, gives up the pin to Melendez after being up 9-0, 30 seconds left to go in the second period. And Ian Blake gives up the pin to Alexis Melendez from Fort Morgan to kind of seal the deal here. And Fort Morgan is going to beat Brush in this duel, and Coach Growlis is pleading with his team to win with some sportsmanship here.
This will do it.
Yeah, this will do it. So the Mustangs.
We don't have a 113-pounder.
No, we do not have a 113-pounder. So the Mustangs are going to win this duel 44-35. What a duel. Came down to two matches, came down to a couple controversial calls. And I'm glad to see these boys are shaking hands and keeping their mouths shut coming through this line here, because we just don't need anybody doing something stupid and coming a little bit out of control. So I like that they're coming through the line and shaking hands. At the end of the day, these guys are 10 miles apart, and we're all from the same county. We're going to root for each other when we're not wrestling each other here. So what a duel, what a night, what's great wrestling. I know Coach Christensen from Wiggins wants to talk to us here in a bit. So Rob, do you want to do your thing, and I'll get that set up?
Well, I'll say this is 1010 KSIR Brush Fort Morgan and Wiggins. We'll head back to headquarters and then see if we can come back and talk to Coach.
Okay, welcome back to Eastern Plains Sports Network's coverage and KSR's coverage of the Morgan County Tri-Duels. And again, we've had a heck of a night of wrestling. Fort Morgan comes out on top of this last duel, 44-35. Brush and Wiggins wrestled, and Fort Morgan and Wiggins wrestled. And we have head coach Caleb Christensen here with us from the Wiggins Tigers. And Coach, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in about a year.
Good. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Appreciate your guys' coverage of the wrestling for sure.
Absolutely. No, appreciate you coming on. Talk to me a little bit about the boys. Like I said, we haven't talked to you guys. Last time we talked to you guys was prior to this duel last year. So tell us a little bit about this team. I know that you guys got some real tough kids, and glad you guys got them separated. So tell me a little bit about that process here.
Yeah, I mean, we like the team we have. We're obviously pretty young. I think we were all freshmen in the lineup outside of our three heavier weight guys tonight. Had a little bit of a rough night, but I think we've got a lot of progress, coming forward, and good kids that are wrestling tough. So we're looking forward to peaking there towards the end of the season when we need to, for sure.
No, I agree. And, your younger kids, I think you got something there with the Erker kid. That kid's looking pretty tough. I actually coached his dad when he was in high school.
Okay.
So, I know that kid's got a little bit of pedigree, and he looks good. But, let's go to your upper weights. Obviously, the heart and soul of your guys' team, and it's been the heart and soul of your guys' team
Absolutely.
for a while now, is between 190s and 275. So you got Jorge Mendez and Michael Pacheco. And tell me about those two, because they've been wrestling the same weight for a while this year.
They have, yeah. So the weight descent plan wouldn't let Jorge get down quite yet. So we followed that. He finally got down this last weekend, and this is really our first real good competition at 190 was tonight. And so he looks good there. Ready to make a few tweaks and adjustments.
Yeah, he looked big. He looked strong. Tonight. I mean, just like you saw there. I mean, you got two of the top ranked kids in 3A. And I got my butt scooped by somebody. Top two kids in 3A, and he competed well. Those were very close matches. They could have really went either way. Has he been wrestling all year, or is this?
Yeah, he has.
Okay.
So those guys have been wrestling in the same weight class at 215.
Did you make him wrestle off, or you just knew that somebody's going to go
Yeah,
down?
so we had a wrestle off at home, and so obviously from a team point perspective, it's been pretty challenging for us having those guys at the same weight and only 1 point score.
Yeah.
Obviously both returning state placers and kids that we look forward to peak at the end of the season, wrestle real tough, and they're doing the right thing. So
absolutely. Yeah, how much weight's he cutting right now? Is it a tough cut for him to get there?
No, it's not. It was just the weight descent. We had to follow that to get us down. He's sitting right there close. It's an easy cut for him now, so
yeah.
He feels good.
So Mendez, he's coming off, what did he take, third or fourth last year?
Fourth last year.
What
Yep.
Pacheco take?
Fifth.
Took fifth last year.
Yes, sir.
And obviously Stevie Linton was probably JV to Americo, but Stevie looked pretty good tonight.
Yeah. Stevie actually took a year off, so
Okay.
we're glad to have him back in the lineup. He's a great kid. He's wrestling tough. It's coming back quick. The pedigree there at heavyweight for Wiggins has been good. So
great.
But yeah, he's wrestling tough, and he's just a great kid and has a great attitude in the room.
So tell me a little bit about where you guys are heading for the rest of the year, a little bit about regionals and going into state. What are you looking at?
Yeah, so we've got a pretty tough schedule ahead of us. We'll wrestle some duels here at Greeley West this weekend, and then we'll be at the Patriot League tournament. So hopefully, a couple of those close matches at 190, we get to get those back, and then we'll be on to the Eaton tournament. It's kind of how we round out the rest of our end of our season. Then regionals at Akron, and obviously a tough regional there for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the Patriot League tournament. That's going to be that 190 class at Patriot League.
Crazy.
That's what do you got? The top 3 kids in 3A and
The top 2 and
top 2 and 2A. Holy
Yeah.
moly, that's going to
be a good one.
That's going to be a well of a deal right there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, well, that's great, Coach, and just obviously I'm a Wiggins alumni, so I'd love to see. It looks like the program's coming back. Looks like you guys are having more kids out.
Absolutely.
You guys got a lot of kids coming through the Pee-wees, a lot of kids coming through junior high. You guys expecting some more numbers here?
Yeah. I mean, we lose 5 seniors this year. We have no juniors, so everybody else in the starting lineup right now is freshmen. We have a couple 8th graders coming up next year that should be tough. So we're going to be a young team, but, the kids are buying into the system and wrestling tough. Obviously, Brush and Fort Morgan look good, and those guys are ready to roll. So we love the good competition. Helps us get ready for when we go to wrestle 2A teams again and wrestle there at regionals, and hopefully get a couple of those guys on the podium at the state tournament.
Well, I sure do think you got a shot at it. I mean, just watching those kids tonight, I think, like I said, your top 3 weights, I think you got a shot at placing probably all 3 of them, really. So, well, best of luck this season, Coach, and it's great talking to you, and we'll see if we can catch up, bud.
You as well. Thanks so much for having me on. Appreciate your guys' coverage.
Thanks,
for sure.
Caleb. Appreciate it. Coach Christensen from Wiggins High School. Again, he's got a young team. We'll see about. Thank you. He's got a young team, but I think it's an up and coming team, and it'd be nice to see Wiggins get back to what they had been in the past. But again, from Stan Lampe Gymnasium in Fort Morgan, Colorado, we had the KSR's coverage of the Morgan County duels. Wiggins and Brush wrestled first, with Brush coming out on top. Wiggins and Fort Morgan wrestled next with Brush coming out on top. Wiggins and Fort Morgan wrestled next with Fort Morgan coming on top. And then the duel of the night was a really close match between Wiggins and Brush. Came down to a couple matches at 190 and 106 that made all the difference in the world. So great night of wrestling, great night for Morgan County. And looking forward to the rest of the season. I'm not going to try to get Coach Cox on tonight. That's a pretty tough loss, and I know Coach Growlis is probably celebrating, and he's rolling up mats now. So we're going to send it back to the studio, and we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. And we will talk to you guys at our next coverage.